Snapshot.
Taking a look at your baseball scoreboard as it is opening day in Major League Baseball, although there was a game last night. We count today as opening day. The Mets take out the Pirates 11-7. In that game, Paul Skeens, the last two-thirds of an inning, gives up 5 earned runs on 4 hits. Some shoddy outfield play from O'Neill Cruz out there costing the team, and they lose in the opener. Meanwhile, going on right now, top of the 8th, the Brewers hammering the White Sox 14-1. The score in Milwaukee. Meanwhile, in Chicago, the Cubs trailing the Nationals 8-4. That one in the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 7th, no score between the Twins and Orioles in Baltimore. They're in the top of the 4th in Cincinnati, and the Red Sox and Reds are scoreless. Bottom of the 3rd in Houston, Astros and Angels are scoreless. They're headed to the bottom of the 3rd in San Diego. Tigers putting it on the Padres right now 6-0. They're in the bottom of the 3rd in Philadelphia. Phillies up 2-0 on the Rangers, and they're headed to the bottom of the 3rd in St. Louis, where the Cardinals are scoreless in their game.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Welcome, everybody. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. Coming to you live from Victory Hall, right across the street from T-Mobile Park. It is opening day, Dave. Opening day for our beloved Seattle Mariners. It's like Christmas. Christmas is here. I'm playing a beautiful day, a perfect day outside. The sun is shining, and it's perfect. It's perfect.
It really is. You couldn't ask for it's a little on the chilly side, but I'll take that. I got no problem with that. I would rather have that.
You run
than,
hot.
Yeah, 102 degree heat.
That's right.
Not having that. So excited. Yeah, I mean, it was like last night I did feel like it was kind of like Christmas Eve. And just the fact that, the off season was so short for us. We have, the Seahawks go all the way to the Super Bowl and win it. And it was just a very seemingly short period of time before we got through spring training. And here we are, man. It's just a lot of expectations. And really excited to watch this team. The other thing is, it occurred to me, I like both of these teams. I love the Seahawks. I love their players. They just have a good culture there. Same thing with the Mariners. I mean, and we talk about that all the time, about how these guys are so easy to root for just because, they're great teammates. They care about things, other than just their contract and their personal stats and things like that. And, it's a winning combination, as we've seen with the Seahawks.
Yeah, it's there's a lot to like about this team. We're going to get into all of it. You guys can text in throughout the show, 866-979-3776. Coming up on the program in about 10 minutes, we're going to catch up with Eric Young Jr., Mariners first base coach, will join us on the program. At 3 o'clock, we'll speak to the voice of your Seattle Mariners, Aaron Goldsmith. We'll have our guy Ryan Roland Smith at 3:30, and he'll ask us, hey, how's your bracket doing? Or how's your bracket looking? Whatever. Get that soundbite ready, Matt. We need that for Ryan. And then Kevin Martinez will join us. He's moving up the chain there. I don't even know what his title is anymore. I think he's ruler of all. Ruler of all things Mariners.
The Grand Poobah.
Yeah. What's his official title, Lefko?
Well, I think he asked to be called that. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Okay. President of Business Operations.
That's what it is. Would you write that down on there? Because I'll forget that. I'm just going to call him the ruler of all. But he's going to join us at 4 o'clock, and then we'll speak with the owner of your Seattle Mariners, John Stanton, at 4:45 today. So there's a lot to get into, a lot to be excited about. If you're a baseball fan, Mariner fan, I would imagine you're excited about this day. Maybe you're headed down here, and it's beautiful right now. It's perfect weather outside, and it just seems like a great day for the Guardians to get their tail kicked. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But what do you? I mean, does this feels different to me than I'm always excited for opening day, certainly, but like the team, like the management, like the national media, I come into this opening day with a lot more confidence and much higher expectations of this team.
Yeah, no question. And I just feel like we talked about this during spring training, that there's some question marks, but there's no holes in this team. Yeah. And, in particular, when you start talking about the rotation and, whether or not you should bring up the young guys and when do we do that? We have 5 starters that are as good as anyone in the league. So yeah, I mean, there's just more expectations and more like I would say this, less complaining. And I said this about the Seahawks offseason, that it was complaint-free with the draft and everything. And I think it's been that way this year, especially, with them very quickly going and locking up Naylor and then getting Brendan Donovan and bringing him in, the trade for Ferrer, and we'll see how that one plays out. It could be, something that we haven't really talked about him that much. Traded Harry Ford for him, and, he could be totally instrumental in a lot of different situations. So, it's complaint-free.
Yeah, we're not at the point yet with this fan base and the front office the way you are with the Seahawks, certainly, because they've been to the Super Bowl 4 times. They've won 2 of them, but you've got implicit trust pretty much across the board with Seahawks fans. Like, there's no panic. There are questions. Certainly people talking about the running back, what are they going to do or what are they doing here? But you really don't see, even with the most cynical fans on the text line, you're not really seeing, this is crazy what they're doing. There's always somebody to complain. Sure. To me, it's more questions, which I think are valid. Like, that's fair. The Mariners aren't quite there, but I feel like they're getting towards, hey, if Jerry and Justin make this move, then I got faith it's the right move. Yeah. Now it's different because they're functioning under a salary cap. The NFL, it's the other way around. NFL has a salary cap. Baseball doesn't. So when they don't spend money, you can look at a team and go, well, where are you at? You're allowed to do that, whereas everybody's functioning under the same budget in the NFL. But I think we're inching toward sort of embracing the decision-making of Justin and Jerry.
Right.
Is that fair?
Well, and them being freed up to spend money. So, I mean, and we always kind of felt like there was a salary cap for the Mariners because they just weren't going to spend.
Yeah, self-imposed.
Right. So, I mean, I feel like they have the green light to go get – because, and I think also it's very interesting that, like, we talked about Naylor and Geno at the trade deadline, and they went and got him. I mean, it just, like, it came to reality. And I thought in the past those were pie-in-the-sky type of conversations that we were having. Maybe the Mariners will go get this guy or that guy, and it just never happened. Yeah. But, I think they had a plan. I do think it involved some patience for the fan base. And, now that they've, and that's the other thing is, we talk about going and getting the free agents and, Ferrer and all those big swing type of moves. But along the way, they have developed very well the players that are in their system. And so, guys like Logan and Cal and it's just been,
and
it's
that
all
Julio
kind
guy.
of, that Julio guy. I know. I was trying to come up with I know I'm going to forget somebody. But I mean, that's something that has all kind of come together. Rosarena was a piece at one point. So, they just kind of slowly put it together. And I think this is probably their long-term plan. That's where we're at right now. Yeah. And, and I think there's an air of expectation. I'll be pretty shocked if they don't make the playoffs. I will be shocked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, unless there's crazy injury. If there's not, there's no excuse not to make the playoffs. Yeah, that's an absolute expectation, not a hope. Right. That's an expectation, and I know they expect it even more. So, yeah, you're right. It would be a stunning development if they didn't, barring injury. Yeah. How important is it for this team to get off to a hot start, do you think? Just to keep to me, look, it's 162 games. If they come out of the gates and they go, 2-3 or something, is the season over? No, but I think it does go a long way into sort of reinforcing the confidence people come in the season with. But I don't think the confidence is locked in stone the way it is with the Seahawks, where the Seahawks fans are just like, I know who this team is, I know who this management is, I know what they're going to do. It's still new to the Mariners' success, being a winning team, being a playoff team. So I think getting off to a fast start certainly helps keep the momentum for the fans. I don't think anybody in the front office is panicking, or the team, if they get off to a slow start. But just for the fans and maybe some of the more cynical fans, it'd be helpful.
Yeah. Well, and what about this? What if Julio gets off to a fast start and the team doesn't? I mean, I feel like if there's things like that happening, I don't think I'll worry about them getting off to a slow start.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd rather the reverse of that, though. I can live with him being off to a slow start and them winning.
Yeah, I don't know. I would love to see him conquer that, because I think that's the one thing. If you look at it, just jumps out every year. We talk about, look at his April and May and sometimes June, and it's just not the same as the way he finishes. So, but yeah, I mean, I think if he gets off to a good start and then you get what you want out of Naylor and Donovan, then we'll be okay. It'll be something that we know we can count on down the road. So I don't know. I'm not going to worry too much about a slow start, but I worry more about certain players having a slow start, and certainly Julio falls into that.
Yeah, he does. That's been his trend to this point. But I think, we talked about what you took away from last season and the confidence developed from last season and how they overcame so much in the way of injuries of the rotation and, just uneven years for Bryce Miller and Logan Gilbert and Kirby starting the year. I mean, it was just all sort of in shambles for a while. Yet, best season in the history of this organization, and that included overcoming a slow start by Julio. So to me, I look at it and go, yeah, I want him to get off to a fast start just like everybody else. That'd be great. But last year really reinforced you don't need it. Look what they achieved, and he got off to a slow start. And that's where they were. So does it help if he's starting hitting the ground running? Of course. But I think that just was another thing that was solidified, as much as we all wring our hands about how he starts the season. Last year proved it wasn't necessary. They got 8 outs away. 8 outs away. Yep. He ends the season, 30-30 season for him. So, yeah, I'd love to see him spread it out more, have a more even year instead of piling it all up in a 6-week span, and that's been the trend. But they overcame his slow start. They overcame the injuries. They overcame a lot and got further than they've ever gone as an organization.
Yeah, I think the cure for a slow start is that you've got a couple of guys on the corners that are grinders, and I'm talking about Naylor and Brendan Donovan, and that you have those kinds of guys like it. Because typically, I mean, for a good team like this, and everybody agrees this is a good team, the Mariners.
Yeah.
But if they get off to a slow start, it's like maybe somebody's getting in their head or they're thinking too much or whatever. I just feel like the leadership from those two guys alone, not to mention, Cal and Luis Castillo, some of the older guys that, those are the kind of guys that sort of they're the solution for getting off to a slow start. I don't think there's going to be any kind of mental problems or I'm in a rut right now. It just seems like those guys know how to work their way out of it. And when we talk about like Witherspoon, people watch him on film and like, okay, that's the standard. As long as you have that in the clubhouse, I feel like those guys pretty much have, I'm sure, a story for every kind of like how you start, what's wrong at the plate, something's getting in my head. I just feel like I love having those two guys that are a part of that clubhouse.
Your rotation is set for the homestand here. You got the Guardians, then you got the Yankees coming to town. So obviously Logan Gilbert is your opener. He's your opening day starter, followed by Kirby, followed by Wu, then Hancock. Castillo is your fifth starter. Now, obviously, and we'll play a clip here from Hollander talking about how they set up the rotation, but when you look at the schedule, looks like they wanted that experience of Castillo for game one against the Yankees. So Hancock gets the final game against the Guardians. But what do you think of that rotation? Would you have slotted it differently?
No, I mean, I think you're right about Castillo. I didn't even, think about that when I first looked at it. But, yeah, I mean, having that. And Castillo, we know about him that he's fine starting anywhere. It doesn't sound like he cares.
Yeah,
one bit. So yeah, I like the thinking there. I'm very curious to see Hancock and the sort of the step that he's taken since last year. And he really was kind of repairing, and I mean, it was easy to repair that first outing he had. He went 2/3 of an inning.
Nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, but I mean, he just seems like he's got a lot more confidence, and in his life, he always looked like such a young guy to me. He's got a child now. He's just, he's a more mature player, and so I'm really excited of all these guys. I feel like I know what we're going to get from all those guys, but Hancock is very interesting.
All right, we'll talk more about this, but joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline is Mariners first base coach Eric Young Jr. Coach, how are you?
Doing well. Excited for the day. How about yourself?
It couldn't be
Doing
more
great.
excited. I've been telling my co-host here, this is like last night was Christmas Eve for me. Today's Christmas Day. We're opening the present. How much do you look forward to the beginning of the season? I mean, you guys had a long season last year, which was great, obviously, going deeper than this organization ever has. And I'm sure you welcomed the break initially, but at what point do you personally start getting a little itchy, going, okay, I can't wait to get back out there?
Sure. Honestly, I think it was just a couple of weeks after the season ended for us last year. Just knowing that we're going to get majority of our guys back, and the excitement about starting from zero and trying to climb this mountain again.
Hey, Eric, we were talking a little bit about the new additions, Brendan Donovan and Josh Naylor, and just you being around baseball your whole life, you and your family. What do guys like that bring to a clubhouse? As far as all the experience, and I feel like if anybody's in their own head or has some kind of a problem, you have those two veterans that to go along with it. A couple others on the team, but. How about those two guys specifically and what they can do for this team?
They're huge, man. They bring a competitiveness and a mindset. They're going to show up every night ready to compete, ready to give their best, knowing that they're not going to be perfect every night, and some nights are going to be, better than others. But, as long as you come every night ready to compete and give your team the best opportunity to win. So I think that's rubbing off on a lot of the other guys as well. I know the guys that already been here had that similar mindset. So, like I said, just the addition of them is going to be exciting to our whole team. Excited for the season.
Eric, one of the things we were talking about, we were down there for spring training for a week and just talking about the difference in terms of the attitude, not attitude, I guess expectations of the team. Talking to players, talking to coaches. We talked to Dan, we talked to Jerry and everybody out there, and it's different to me, and I'm wondering if you agree with this, that everybody expects to be good. Everybody expects to be in that ALCS situation again. It's not a hope. It's an expectation that the confidence level just seems a little bit different coming off last season. Do you agree with that?
I think more so it's a standard that we're setting for ourselves. We definitely want to take it one game at a time, but knowing that our team is good enough to be at that level, still got to go out there and execute. But I think, just everybody as a whole coming in this spring, just I wouldn't say an expectation, just a standard that we want to set for ourselves and the organization, and create that culture and allow that to go from the top all the way down to the bottom. That not only do we want to set the standard this year, we want to make sure that we continue that for years to come with the players that we have in the minor league system as well. So I wouldn't even call it an expectation. I think it's just a standard that we want to set for ourselves, and we want to go out there and carry, that standard each night.
Eric, who's a player in spring training that really jumped out to you in kind of a surprising way? Maybe like an underdog that a lot of people aren't talking about, that you saw something like a spark in.
I'm really excited about Cole Young this spring. Obviously last year he came on the scene, did really well, and then had his struggles there late in the season. Just being a young player and in the league starting to, understand him. But I think he really put in the work this offseason. And he had a great spring, and I'm excited to see what he does for this season. I ain't gonna say it's necessarily a surprise, but I'm really, really excited, how he showed up to spring training and the way he approached his business.
How surprised were you by Josh Naylor's ability to steal bases? By all accounts, he's one of the I guess by the metrics, he's apparently one of the slowest guys in the league, but a wildly effective base stealer last season. How much was that a surprise to you as you're sitting there on first base talking to him?
I think I probably was only surprised after the first one he obtained with us. The first stolen base he got with us. After that one, I wasn't surprised anymore, just because having the conversations with him, seeing how his thought process is, the things he's looking for, with the combination of the information that I have, in my head, I really wasn't surprised. He's a very, very smart baseball player, always looking to take advantage. And like I said, he's a competitor. So only pretty much after the first stolen base he got with us, then I was like, okay, this guy's locked in. It knows himself, knows his abilities, and knows how to utilize it.
Do you expect a different approach from teams now when he's on first, that they're going to be more focused on holding him at first, perhaps? Because He's not sneaking up on anybody now. I don't know how many people took him seriously as a base stealer last year, but now you look at the numbers, and I would imagine the opposition's got to put more focus on him, right?
I would think they would, but that's definitely a question for them. But if they don't, then we're definitely going to look to try to take advantage. And if they do, we're prepared for that as well, and still going to look to try to take advantage.
Well, Eric, it's last year was as fun as it gets, and you got a lot of people obviously very excited about this season. We cannot wait for things to get going. Can't wait to see you out there as well. Thank you so much for taking the time, and we look forward to talking down the road.
Oh, my pleasure. Anytime.
There you go. There's Eric Young, Jr., first base coach of your Seattle Mariners. I give him all the credit for turning Josh into a base stealer. He's just got information others don't. Turning a guy that apparently, according to the metrics, he's the second slowest guy in the league, just ahead of Alejandro Kirk.
Yep.
who's built like a fire hydrant.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you can tell that guy can't run.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fascinating to me. And that he sees, I think he sees things that other people don't, but also he just pays attention. And the thing is, I don't know that there's anybody more locked in during a game than Josh Naylor. You can see it in his eyes. And then, and the other thing is surprising. Like I was watching some of those commercials that they did. They have him up at the plate with a hockey stick and everything, because he's from Canada, get it. So he was also wearing a sweater, a hockey sweater. But you see how nice he is and how loose and everything. But man, when you start talking baseball with him and you look at the look on his eye, in his eye when he's out on the field, I mean or at the plate. I mean, this guy is just dialed in every aspect of the game.
Well, and he's a nuisance on the base paths, even when he's not stealing. I remember when he was on second, he was taking the lead, and he was doing the very obvious hand signals, and even if he doesn't know, he's in the head of the pitcher going, all right, does he have my location? Catcher's over there going, does he have my location? How is he, because his pitch comm, it's not, he's not seeing two fingers drop down or one finger drop down. He's not hearing anything, but maybe they're thinking, all right, is he seeing where I'm setting up? Now I got to wait till the very last second to set up.
But it takes just a little bit of concentration away from the pitcher and the catcher.
Because he's out there giving them the business.
Right.
So I just love that part of his game where I remember watching that game going, I have no idea if anything he's doing is real. I don't know if he's actually relaying or if he's just trying to break the concentration of the pitcher and catcher there and get them thinking, am I tipping something off here? What's going on? So I just love how he plays the game.
Remember what Ryan Dempster told his wife? He's trying to win.
Yeah. That's very much what he's doing. Yeah, and he's doing it at all costs. If he's got to jump up in the middle of a double play and take one off the dome, that's what he's going to do, or he's going to distract the pitchers. So can't wait to see him out there, see Donovan out there. I see him doing the same kind of thing. So it's just lots of reasons to be excited about this team. Again, the text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. We've got score updates and the first lineup of the season to discuss. All of that is coming your way next as we continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710.
It's the biggest development yet since the Sonics left for OK.
Wait a minute.
You better watch your mouth, sunshine.
One step closer.
The NBA Board of Governors did vote yes to explore expansion here in Seattle.
Stay up on the very latest on the NBA's potential return to Seattle at seattlesports.com. And the conversation continues on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
We are on a magic carpet ride. Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Spring is the perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Tonight, the Mariners host the Guardians on opening day at T-Mobile Park.
First pitch at 7:10.
Right here on the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Hi, Sarah here with Safeway. We're proud to partner with Champions of Change co-founder Doug Baldwin to help nourish Washington students through the Nourishing Champions program.
Thanks, Sarah. And here's the reality. Every day, students across our state are staying after school for extracurriculars on empty stomachs, and some of them don't know where their next meal will come from. Food insecurity is reaching crisis levels, and the impact on our youth will extend far beyond this moment. The good news is that there's an answer in the federally funded after-school meals programs. But right now, Washington schools' participation is very low, reaching only 2% of the students who qualify.
That's where Nourishing Champions comes in. We're offering grants that not only fund food, but also resource and training support for the schools to offer an after-school meal program for years to come.
Our goal is to reach 10,000 more students in the first year of these grants and then grow from there. School staff can learn more and apply today at championsofchangefoundation.org and navigating to the Nourishing Champions tab. That's championsofchangefoundation.org and click on the Nourishing Champions tab.
Deep to right field. Going. Goodbye, baseball.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a view that's a real home run, check out right field. Make that the dump yard. Sure, it's a great spot to see our fearless outfielders fly, dive, and slide.
Wow! Victor Robles makes the catch!
But you might get to flash some leather too, because the forecast in the dump yard always calls for rain. Raining big dumper home runs, that is.
Number 60, the magical tour of Cal Raleigh just continues.
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
Mark your calendars, Mariners fans. This season is jam-packed with epic events. Be here for Ichiro Replica Statue Night April 10th, presented by BDA. Humpy Shoulder Plush Night April 11th, thanks to Microsoft. And Randy Johnson Number Retirement Night May 2nd, presented by T-Mobile. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
from the Quantum Fiber Studio. You're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Live from Victory Hall, right across the street from T-Mobile Park, it's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710. The text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. You want to weigh in on the Mariners. The opening day lineup is out there. We know what the rotation is, and now we are just looking forward to getting things kicked off. It's going to be a huge day out here. Tons of people will be out here. The sun is shining. And again, I said it's a perfect day for the Guardians to get their butt handed to them. So I'm looking forward to that. Meanwhile, let's get down to business. Let's take two.
Yeah, the Mariners lineup is out. They're starting Randy Arozarena in left field, which actually ends a streak of 10 straight opening days where they started a different person in left field. Ever since Dustin Ackley did it in 2014 and 2015, no repeats until Arozarena last year and this year.
That's the least surprising stat ever, because we've talked about this a million times. They have never had the left fielder. That's been kind of like one of their dead spots in the history of the position I'm talking, because you go through history with center fielders, certainly with Griffey and Cameron and Gutierrez, people like that. Right field, obviously, you got Buhner and Ichiro, legends in those spots. Left field, you've had guys you like McLemore, you like Ibanez, you like different guys, but you've never had that guy who's just locked it down and been the legend in that spot. And I'm not saying it's Randy, not saying it's not, but the fact that it's been a different guy every year is the least surprising thing ever.
Yeah, whenever I think of left field and that particular piece of information, I think of Jesse Winker.
Oh, for God's sake.
2022 starter.
Or Nori Aoki.
2016 starter.
Oh.
I was actually trying to also think of, and I promise I won't compare everything to the Seahawks today. I know people are going to complain about that probably, but the center position maybe for the Seahawks? I mean, since Max Unger, I mean, it's not like...
But at least you had a guy.
Yeah, at least you had...
You had Britt, you had Unger, you had guys who were considered
But it's
studs.
been a while.
It has.
It's been a while. But
you could argue the Mariners have never, in 50 years...
That's pretty amazing.
They've never had just the year in, year out stud left fielder.
Yeah, because I would argue when I was there, it was Blair Bush. You know, he had that lockdown. So, yeah, it's just an interesting anomaly there.
Well, that kind of pales in comparison. The Giants, their streak ended at 19 in a row yesterday. They had 19 different left fielders start. So the Mariners had a ways to go. That ends right there. Yeah, opening day action happening around baseball, especially in the division. The Astros and Angels pitching duel so far there. They're through 4, a combined 4 hits total. The Astros are being 1 hit. The Angels have just gotten 3 hits. No score there. Jose Soriano is 1-hitting the Astros right now, and the Rangers are trailing to the Phillies. It is 2-0 Philly in that one. The A's, they don't open the season until tomorrow. They're in Toronto. The A's and the Blue Jays begin a 3-game series tomorrow night.
Yeah, the A's, I'm interested to see what this team does, man. That lineup, I like that lineup. Certainly not rooting for it, but they got a lot of young talent. I don't know about their rotation. I'm hoping Hunter Brown goes down in a fiery mess here soon. Go Angels. Won't hear me say that very often, but in this series, let's go Angels. Let's go Angels.
I like Jacob Wilson. I love watching that kid play, man.
Butler,
yeah,
Rooker.
The A's are ridiculous. I don't know if that's kind of pie in the sky again. I feel bad for those fans in Oakland, but yeah, I don't know. It's not like I'm going to root for them, but I will keep an eye on them just because I think they're a really interesting team. And I would rather play against them than the Astros. You know, I'm tired of the Astros and everything about them. I just want them to just kind of go away. I think that would be the best thing that happened that could happen to them is that everybody just forgets about them.
Yeah,
and we don't talk about them.
That'd be a shame. Although it is nice to have that rival. Mariners.
You like hating people.
Well, it makes it fun.
I don't think you're gonna ever let that one go.
Well, of course not.
I'm like, Bob, let's hate the A's. No chance.
No, they're gonna have to do something really, really obnoxious repeatedly for me to hate the A's the way I do the Astros. But it is part of me is hoping they don't completely go away because it is it is fun to have a rival. The Mariners went years and years and decades without having a legit rival, that team. And we always compared it to the 49ers with the Seahawks, where it was automatic. And those games felt like playoff games because you were just, the tension was different. And the urgency was different as a fan to beat that team. You just, hate that team. Mariners, we always joked, it's the Padres because they share a complex. Like, they just didn't have that team. And now you've had it for a few years with the Astros, and it's delightful to hate that team. I really enjoy that hate.
I know that about you.
Take Two is brought to you by Swedish Cyberknife. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife. Swedish.org/cyberknife prostate. Meanwhile, we didn't get to this yesterday, but I'm curious, and people can text in on this as well at 866-979-3776. Which player, not your favorite player, Dave, not Cal, but which player you really just, I'm pulling for this guy. I want this guy to have a good year.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't it have to be kind of an underdog type of situation?
Could be a bounce back for somebody. It could be an underdog. Could be a new guy. Could be, but we have our guys. We root. You love Cal. You love Julio. Obviously, you want them. You need them to have big years. But who's that guy you're just going, man, it would make me feel good to see this guy have success. Not just because it means wins, but just individually. I want this guy to be happy. I want him to, just to feel that.
Our DH today is Canzone, right?
Yeah.
That's who I'm going with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Don Canzone. I mean, he's shown a couple of moments of brilliance, and, I feel like he can get it done. He got all the physical attributes. We talk all the time about how the last time we had a really solid DH was Nelson Cruz. So I would love for him to be that guy, more than anything. And we've talked to him a couple times. A great kid, pretty big guy. I mean, I would love to see him all of a sudden, because that would be a really pleasant surprise. Because of, number one, that position. We talk about left field, but really same thing with DH. It's not been as long, but it's been a while, and I would love to see him lock that down. How about you?
I'm going to go Luke Raley. Luke Raley, I think, he's a good dude. We always throw that out there with these guys. But you saw who he was when he first got here. And it was a season where all of their acquisitions failed to live up to the back of their card, except for him. He was the one guy that did. So he kind of went into last season going, all right, see what he does. So he gets spring training under his belt with his team, and he's that familiarity. And that season just absolutely went by the wayside. He got off to a terrible start. Then the oblique happened and just derailed the season. So he never even had really a legit chance to bounce back and sort of salvage the season. It was just sort of a lost season for him. He can be such a damaging bat in that lineup. He can really do some damage and be a problem.
Big, strong dude.
Yeah, and he talked about how how it was for him last year, and just obviously the physical challenges, but the mental challenges that went with it. So he's just a guy I root for. I'd love to see him have success, and obviously any of these people we talk about, it's going to help your team win. That's the goal. But just, a personal, I'd have a feeling of satisfaction seeing him have a good season.
I like watching him on the base paths.
You like the way he runs?
I like the way he runs.
I like when he describes it. He goes, yeah, I know it's not pretty, but he's seen film. He knows what he looks like. He's right. It's not pretty. But yeah, you guys can text in on that 866-979-3776. Not who's your favorite player, but who's that one that you're just like, you know what, it'd make me feel good to see that guy find success. Cole Young would be one. He's just, as a young guy, just to see him continue with what he did at spring, 6 home runs, driving in 18. He turned in a very nice spring. We know we qualify it all the time. It's spring. We'll see what he does when it's, when it counts now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, we talk about this all the time, like in football, if there's a penalty that calls something back or whatever, it's like he still did that. Yeah. I mean, and look, I get the quality of pitchers, what you're going to see, but I mean, he had a really good spring.
Yeah,
so I
very
think
nice spring.
He answered, I don't want to say every question, Cole Young, but and we talked a lot about that he does have power, it just didn't show up very often.
Yeah.
And he did have the 442. There was some controversy on how far that home run he hit was, but I just remember when he hit it, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, he got all of it.
Yeah,
he squared it up. He's the guy when he does square it up, he's got some pop, and he came into spring bigger, stronger than last year, and that was one of his main goals and directives was to, build yourself up, get ready for this 162-game grind. So hopefully that carries over from spring for him. Meanwhile, we've got 2 important injury updates earlier today. We're going to get into those coming up next with Wyman and Bob live from Victory Hall. It is Seattle Sports on 710.
Tonight, it's opening day.
Here at T-Mobile Park.
As the Mariners begin defense of the American League West pennant.
Cal Raleigh, how do you handle the knowledge that you guys are one of the best teams in the league right now?
If you want to get here and you want to do this, you have to have those expectations.
We're live from SoDo all day with Bump and Stacy starting at 10. Then it's Wyman and Bob live from Hatback Bar and Grill starting at 2. Ahead of the Mariners and Guardians at 7:10. Listen wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/music. That's ethos.com/music. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
This season, go electric with Toyota's BZ lineup, available now at Toyota of Kirkland. Instant power, smooth acceleration, and a quiet ride that feels like warm-ups before the stadium fills. Come in, take a test drive, and experience the future of driving for yourself. You can take home your new BZ the same day right after you test drive it. Charge up this season at Toyota of Kirkland and visit them today or online at toyotaofkirkland.com. That's toyotaofkirkland.com.
O'Brien. Tonight, the Mariners host the Guardians on opening day at T-Mobile Park.
First pitch at 7:10.
Right here on the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Ready to free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
Save $10 on a pair of Bosch Focus wiper blades. Our professional parts people will even install them for free at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly
Auto Parts.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert, or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SPEED to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SPEED for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SPEED for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710. Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. A reminder, the Mariners' first homestand is jam-packed with epic events and matchups. Score a Cal Raleigh 60-home run bobblehead on Saturday, thanks to Alaska Airlines. You can catch a star-powered showdown against Aaron Judge and the Yankees Monday through Wednesday. Seattle Sports will be broadcasting live here at Victory Hall today and tomorrow, starting at 2 p.m. to kick off the season. You can check out the complete schedule and get your tickets at Mariners.com. So much to come. Lots to be excited about, as we've been talking about here. Now, a couple things not so excited about. J.P. Crawford has been officially placed on the 10-day IL with right shoulder inflammation. He had Miles Mastrobuoni placed on the 10-day IL with a right calf strain. You got Bryce Miller placed on the 15-day IL with that left oblique strain. So no big surprises. We knew that coming out of spring that was the likely road for all of these guys. I don't know. Is there one you look at as being more impactful than the others? I think obviously when you talk about somebody like Mastrobuoni, who's a role player, he's not at the same level as JP, an everyday starter, or one of your rotation pieces in Bryce Miller.
That's what bothers me the most. Bryce Miller. Yeah, just because that happened to him last year, and I just hope he's not one of those guys. It's one of those things that you worry about with athletes. Like, is he going to be an injury guy? I was an injury guy. And that's one of the reasons why I'm a little bit more sensitive to it. If there's one thing that I could change about my career, it would be that. Yeah. It would be if I didn't play like such an idiot and hurt myself all the time. So, yeah, I think that's the one. JP, I think his leadership is probably the most important thing that you're lacking if you don't have him around. Although I'm sure he's around getting treatment and everything. Mastrobuoni's like one of those nice pieces, right? Like Jake Bobo. Like it's a guy you fill in your roster. He can play a couple of different places. But yeah, Bryce Miller, to me, it's also what that represents because of what happened last year. Yeah. Kind of shell-shocked because of all the injuries with the rotation.
Yeah, Justin Hollander was on with Brock and Salk this morning. He talked about when they are expecting Crawford and Miller to be ready to go.
JP is closer than Bryce. I would expect that it's possible that JP goes out on a road trip with us. It just depends on how it goes for him. He started taking at-bats yesterday in Arizona. He'll transition to taking at-bats with an affiliate over the next couple of days. And just for him, it's just the reps. Bryce needs to have, somewhat of a spring training. He threw the 2 innings and then basically had to shut it down at that point to make sure we didn't do something that was really harmful to him. So Bryce is going to be a little longer. I don't think it's going to be like June or something like that, but he needs a spring training buildup. So we're hopeful that, call it a month from now, that Bryce is back and ready to go. JP, I'm hoping it's a week.
Yeah, so I guess good news with JP. Bryce is we talked about this yesterday, Dave, and or the day before, and I was saying I'd be stunned if we saw him in April. Yeah. I just don't think because as he just said there, he threw 2 innings, and that was it. That was his spring training, and then he had moments of working out, certainly, and doing different things, but, started to get ready for a bullpen, shut it down. So he's really not had spring, and he's got to get stretched out. I mean, it's just such a different process for a pitcher to build up the arm strength, to be able to go innings and all of that, face live hitters. So, yeah, I'd be stunned if we saw him before May.
Yeah, well, and I think it's maybe an overreaction, just because what's going to happen at shortstop? Like, we kind of have the answer. As far as Bryce Miller goes, it's Emerson Hancock, and feel pretty good about that based on the spring that he had.
Yeah.
But, as far as shortstop goes, and, I don't really know what to think about JP, but, he's always been solid, and he's always, I like watching him play defense. Was it last year or the year before where he had kind of un-JP like
year before was not good.
Yeah.
Well, last year, I mean, if you look at your eyes will tell you if you watch JP, his range just isn't the same. He's going to make some spectacular plays. We've seen him do it, but his I think especially going to his right, it's not a strength of his, and a lot of the defensive analytics sort of confirm that his range has started to get worse. So, yeah, he's not a butcher out there by any stretch. He's just not getting the balls he used to be able to get to. Doesn't cover as much. So, yeah, he's last year, I think, I can't remember the number of errors he had, but even that we've talked about with our buddy Luke Arkins is a deceiving kind of thing, because you get a guy with very limited range, he's not touching the ball, right? So he's got lousy range, but he's also not committing an error because he's not getting to the ball to make that error. So
yeah,
the errors can be a deceiving stat. A lot of his seem to be throwing errors, which is a different thing.
Yeah, and I think, looking at JP at his best, if that's what you think you're going to get out of him, the drop-off from him to Leo Rivas is much more significant than the drop-off from Bryce Miller to Emerson Hancock. So, and then that's, him playing his putting up his best numbers. So, yeah, but to me, it's still Bryce Miller that bothers me the most, just because of, how fragile pitchers are.
Yeah, and the upside that we talked about in spring is that at least it's not his arm. If this were another,
true,
hey, the elbows bark and the shoulder or whatever was going on last year, he had the bone chips or whatever, he got the PRP, he got cortisone, all that stuff. If it were that going again, then you're like, this looks like it's headed the wrong direction, versus, all right, this is completely separate. It's not great, and it's one of those injuries we talked about that just can linger like a hamstring. Like it never gets quite right, and you're hoping that's not the case. And I think they've gone beyond being careful with him, obviously shutting down a bullpen before it even started. And to his credit, remember, he's the one that said, hey, something doesn't feel quite right, and kind of brought attention to the training staff rather than trying to tough guy it out. And so I can appreciate that about him. But hopefully they've been so cautious that, all right, it's allowing it to heal. They're not going to push him. And they don't, that's the other thing. They don't need to push him. They're not in, you want him in your rotation, but Hancock can get the job done. Is he as electric as Bryce? No, he hasn't been, but maybe, his velocity ticked up. He looked great in spring, so maybe we're going to see a different version of him.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for Hancock as well, just to see, if that everything that you hear about him and the way that he was, the fact that he was, you say he was the highest drafted?
He was sixth overall.
Sixth overall. I mean, yeah, I feel like that's a guy we haven't even really talked about enough.
Yeah, you kind of forget about, how highly thought of he was being taken in the top 10. Because these other guys have achieved so much and established themselves as, well, they're all kind of ones, outside of Castillo at this point in his career. You're looking at Logan and Kirby and certainly Wu and even Miller when that year that he and Wu were the two that had sub-3 ERAs, and that was a year that Bryce Miller had 31 starts. It wasn't just, hey, he did it in 10 starts or something. He did it a full season, 31 starts, sub-3 ERA. So you're looking at him going, well, he could be a 1. So he's capable. He's shown that he can do it. He's just got to show he can be available. that he can go out there and toe the rubber every fifth day. So hopefully that injury, once he gets back here, all that will be put behind him, and we'll see what we saw a couple of years ago. One of the most important pieces in the Mariners lineup might not be the guy who you think of right away. We'll explain that and catch up with the Mariners broadcaster, the voice of your Mariners. Aaron Goldsmith will join us next as we continue live from Victory Hall with Wyman and Bob. It's Seattle Sports on 710.
The sounds of spring have already begun.
Mariners spring training, best week of our year.
But if you listen close enough, you can still hear echoes of last fall.
And the Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
These guys raise the bar.
This isn't a fun, cute story anymore. This is who we want to be.
You guys ready?
Tonight, the Mariners host the Guardians on opening day at T-Mobile Park. Hear every pitch wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
With Aetna, I always get a quick answer, and I don't have to search on the internet. They go above and beyond to help me with whatever I need.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctor's offices when requested. We show up with access to convenient care options. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
Are you an HVAC professional in Western Washington? UA Local 32 offers industry-leading pay, advanced training at a state-of-the-art facility, and retirement benefits you can count on. For 135 years, they've had your back. Start building your future at ualocal32.com.
It is time to rewind with the Nostalgia and Retro Convention in Puyallup this weekend. Get autographs and photos with Hall of Famer Edgar Martinez and Jay Buhner. Meet Dennis Rodman and Horace Grant, Sergeant Slaughter in the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Music fans can meet J.C. Chazé from NSYNC, Tiffany and Debbie Gibson. Dive into a world of classic TV and movies with Ponch and John from Chips, Steve Gutenberg and Bobcat Goldthwait from Police Academy, and so many more. Saturday and Sunday at the fair in Puyallup. Buy tickets now at rewindwa.com.
Opened in 1933, our family is still here, doing the right thing for your family.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Are you looking for a job or perhaps a better job? We're hiring at Pacific Power Batteries with formal training about batteries of all types, customer service, and safety in the workplace. If you're tired of some crappy job where you are now, visit PacificPowerBatteries.com. After 90 days, you'll be eligible for a paid health insurance premium, a health savings account, our bonus program, paid vacation, and more. Or stop in and talk with a store manager at Pacific Power Batteries, where good people sell reliable batteries. Come on by.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Daryl's knee problems started years ago.
The initial injury happened back in my high school days. It was more of a nerve damage that was done in the knee.
And eventually it led to surgery.
They had the knee replacement done on the right knee. The orthopedic surgeon I worked with obviously was ready to do the work on the left knee, and I just didn't feel good about it.
Instead of another replacement, he chose stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. How's your pain now?
On a bad day, 1 or 2.
So you went from an 8 to a 1 or a 2?
It's been great. I can't say the same for the other knee. We're still having challenges.
And when people ask you about surgery?
What I always tell them is that you should first talk to Dr. Wagner. You should look at stem cell as an option before you do the surgery. Because once you do the surgery, the stem cell isn't going to help you. And if he says he can help you, believe him.
Before you choose surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first, the most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Taking a look at your baseball scoreboard, the Mets take out the Pirates today 11-7. In that game, Paul Skeens just goes 2/3 of an inning, giving up 5 earned runs on 4 hits. Some awful play in the outfield behind him led to his early departure in that one. Meanwhile, the Brewers at home hammer the White Sox 14-2, the final there. In Chicago, the Cubs drop their opener to the Nationals 10-4, the final. Orioles get it done at home. They double up the Twins 2-1. Games going on right now. Bottom of the 7th in Cincinnati, the Red Sox out to a 1-0 lead over the Reds. They're in the bottom of the 6th in Houston. Still no score between the Angels and the Astros. Astros have 1 hit thus far in that game. They're headed to the bottom of the 7th in San Diego with the Tigers out to a commanding 8-1 lead. End of the 6th, top of the 7th in Philadelphia. Phillies shutting out the Rangers 5-0, and they are in the bottom of the 6th in St. Louis with the Rays up on the Cardinals 6-1.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
It is opening day for your Seattle Mariners on a beautiful day, getting set for the Guardians, game 1 of that series. And a man who I know is ready for this game is with us now, joining us from the radio booth. I don't know that he wanted to brave the throngs of fans that would be here pestering him for autographs and pictures, so he just elected to stay in the booth. We're talking about the voice of your Seattle Mariners. Aaron Goldsmith is with us. How are you, man?
I'm wonderful, guys. I'm already 30 minutes into my pregame makeup routine, so I couldn't break away. But
is that what it is?
Yes.
You got people fawning over you there. They're doing your hair. They're handing you different wardrobe choices.
It's just Gary. That's all. Just Gary.
You're too young. You still got you got your fastball as far as that goes. Rabel's a totally different story. I mean, he has to put on makeup to go on the radio. So.
I look forward to that day.
Yeah. Aaron, what was your takeaway from spring? I know you got out there a little later and had a chance to call a few games. Take a look now that you got that under your belt. What was the feeling? A different level of confidence, expectation coming into the season? What do you think?
I think for a team like the Mariners in 2026, spring training is just a formality to get to today and the regular season. There weren't many things that any of us needed to see in spring training. I'm sure for somebody like Brendan Donovan, he was grateful to have some extra reps at a position that he actually hasn't played a ton of in his career in third base. So you've got some individual storylines like that. Obviously, they were trying to sort out a couple of spots, whether it be backup catcher or the bullpen. But by and large, for a team with this type of skill and these kinds of expectations like the Mariners, it was just simply get through this thing healthy. It's just the first hurdle that any team, and in this case the Mariners, have to get over before you can actually ring the bell and play on opening day. So we're all happy that we're here.
Hey, Goldie, as far as Mitch Garver goes, what do you expect from him this year? I think the pressure is a little bit off, just because of the contract. But what you saw of him in spring, and what what kind of year do you think he's poised to have?
Well, I don't think there's going to be a ton asked of Mitch Garver, right? With big contracts come big expectations, and that's what the story of Garver, especially 2 years ago, his first season in Seattle. And then we really saw in just 2 years, guys, I mean, his role really evolved, right? It went from he's never going to catch and he's going to be the Mariners' everyday DH to now he's catching and a righty bat against the lefty and will DH and give Cal a break. Or catch and give Cal a break, I should say. So that's what it is now for Mitch Garver. I think once he joined the club in the somewhat unique fashion that he did late like he did, I think it became pretty hard for, in this case, Kisner, but it could have been anybody, not just Andrew Kisner, to overcome what Garver brings. And I know that maybe the baseball reference page the last 2 years, the back of the baseball card, doesn't have eye-popping numbers for Mitch Garver, but what he brings to the Mariners this year is he brings some baked-in veteran leadership in the clubhouse. I get the sense he's very well respected among his peers down there. The Mariners really like how he calls the game, which is something that I think we kind of take for granted as to how, especially a backup catcher will call the game, especially for a team that is as pitching-centric as the Mariners are. And then the third thing is he does have the ability to run into one, especially against left-handed pitching. So you put all those things together and just his familiarity with the culture and the staff in particular, I think it made it pretty hard for Kisner, who is not a offensive catcher. He is very much a glove-first guy and didn't bring much to the table offensively. So once Garver came back in the fold, I think that just became simply too much for, in this case, Kisner, but almost for anybody in that backup position to overcome.
Aaron, what are your feelings about the infield? That seemed to be really the only spot in question in terms of, all right, what's it going to look like? You knew you had Naylor, you knew you had JP, who starts the year on the IL, so it'll be Leo Rivas there. But Cole Young has a really nice spring, especially at the plate. And then Donovan is a guy who has played third, certainly not his primary position throughout his career, as that was second base and a lot of outfield. But are you feeling good about what's there defensively? For Donovan, I've just said I don't doubt him. I guess I'm just more curious, just because it's not his natural spot. How quickly does he adjust? How natural does he look out there? What are your thoughts on the infield?
I think that's fair how you phrased that with Donovan. He's started fewer than 30 games at third base in his career. He did not start any last year at that position. For those who aren't familiar with him, he did win a utility Gold Glove with the Cardinals his rookie year. But you're right. He's bounced around a lot and has kind of been a guy that you can plug into almost any position out there except for behind the plate and up on the mound. But I think I know for a fact the amount of work that he put in spring training. Every time I walked out there, he was throwing a weighted ball against a wall and trying to practice his footwork at third base. And obviously you have one of the great masters of teaching in Perry Hill to tutor him in that position. And we've already heard multiple times, and you guys have heard him talk about it too, how much he just raves about working with Perry. So if there's anybody who could already take a guy with a very high floor defensively in Donovan and turn him into maybe even an above average third baseman, it would be Perry Hill. So I think there's one thing is not questioned, that is Donovan's drive and work ethic to make it happen. His overall ability defensively that we've seen at a variety of positions in his career. So you put all those things together, and I think you're optimistic that he certainly won't be a liability, but at worst, he could be an average third baseman over there defensively for you for the whole season.
Hey, Aaron, talking to Brendan Donovan afterwards, I think I blurted out, "I love you, man," just because I was like, this guy is unbelievable.
It was awkward for all of us.
No, I mean, he's just such a difference maker, and you can just tell the intensity, and and I heard Shannon and Gary interviewed him, and I was listening, I was just riveted the entire time. Is that kind of the experience you had? I didn't expect that part of it, and that's the leadership and just the maturity and the dedication.
There's no doubt he's a remarkably engaging person, a very talented player obviously, but he brings a calm intensity from what I have observed, which I know those can be maybe an oxymoron, but I think he is your definition of a baseball rat and grinder, but he does it in a way that isn't antsy or fabricated. I think it's just who he is. He's just a real blue-collar kind of guy. And I swear, when I walked past the cages in spring training one day, I saw Donovan getting up from what looked like a nap in the closet in the cages. like that's the truth. And it wasn't like he was napping because he was lazy. I think he was napping because he already had like 200 swings in him and he just needed to take a breather. Seitzer has raved about him. Dan has raved about him. The teammates have raved about him. This is the type of culture where I think you feel like you can kind of bring a player up to your level if you are one of the 26 in that clubhouse. But it takes a pretty special guy to come into the Mariners clubhouse right now and actually elevate it because of how high it already is. And I think Donovan has that ability just based on his makeup.
So, Aaron, where are you at on the concern meter for Bryce Miller? We know it's not a tremendous injury. Certainly it can be one of those nagging injuries as we saw last year with Luke Raley, the oblique. I was saying that I guess the silver lining or the upside to this is it's not his arm, which was the problem last year. So hopefully this is just bad luck and not, hey, he's just going to be one of those guys who gets injured. What's your level of concern with him?
Yeah, I think right now not super high because everyone involved has spoken on the record about how they think that this will just kind of be a quick thing. And he was throwing 80% and 90% in bullpen sessions shortly thereafter after being diagnosed with the oblique issue. But you're right. This is not a nothing injury. Oblique is maybe the worst word you can hear in baseball, regardless of position player or hitter, or a pitcher, I beg your pardon, just because of how involved that muscle is on both sides of the ball and just how it can linger and flare up again. But I think the Mariners are obviously being smart. They are going kids' gloves on this, and they know the value that Bryce has, and they also know, quite frankly, this is probably the thinnest position group the Mariners have. Now, it's arguably the most talented, right? The depth of the rotation, but the skill of the rotation, but the depth of the rotation is not great. I mean, we're basically at the end of the line right now in terms of guys that you feel really confident who've been there and done that before in Emerson Hancock, who filled in so much last season. But with Logan Evans going on the injured list for the whole year because of Tommy John, that's about it. And so they need to make sure he gets right, and the Mariners really cannot afford to have two starters down simultaneously. That would really throw a wrench into this season for them.
Hey, Aaron, it's hard not to get too excited about guys like Cade Anderson and Ryan Sloan. And we talked to Matt Snyder from CBS Sports the other day, and he did the ultimate, pumping of the brakes on those two. He said that maybe in the playoffs, in a relief role, possibly those guys would be ready by then. But it's so hard, and you get so excited with these young guys. Where have you been with that, and are you somewhere in between? I know that there was people that want him out there, by May or June, but I tend to think it's a little bit more the way that Snyder portrayed that. Where are you with those two guys?
Well, I'll simply say Logan Gilbert, who's hours away from making his second career opening day start. He's been an all-star. He's led the majors in innings. He's been nearly a top 5 Cy Young Award winner. His rookie year, he was 24 years old. He was a former first-round draft pick who pitched in college, and his ERA was almost 4.7. So it's hard, man. Like, this is guys look great in the Cactus League, right? They look great in the SEC. And I believe, like the Mariners do, that Cade Anderson will one day be great inside T-Mobile Park. But to think that he could pitch for just truly a handful of months professionally and then be called on to make an actual impact in the major leagues, could it happen? Absolutely it could. And there are numerous examples of that happening before in baseball history. But I don't think that's where you want to be as an org to say, yeah, we're gonna put our bank everything on this kid who is yet to throw a professional inning to really impact us at the major league level for a team that wants to hoist a trophy when it's all said and done. And Sloan looked remarkable in the future, or in the showcase game, the prospect game in spring training, and is a wonderful pitching prospect and very well could go on to have a career that rivals anybody the Mariners have right now in their rotation, but he's just a pup. I mean, his face looks like he's out of a Norman Rockwell painting. And
he's 2 years out of high school.
I mean, he's just a baby. Now he's lower half. He looks like Cal Raleigh, right? I mean, he's got some man in him. But these are both guys who are figured to be wonderful parts of the Mariners' future. The Mariners certainly believe that. But is that anytime remotely soon? More than likely not.
Hey, as far as JP's injury goes, and Dave was asking me, just about, the loss and what it means to the team. I feel like maybe at this point of his career, the bigger impact of his absence would be the clubhouse. And not that he's not going to be around the team by any stretch, but he's the guy who's been here the longest. He's the guy who's an absolute leader in that clubhouse. I look at him in the field and I say, well, he's not quite what he was. His range is not what it was. His offense, he tends to put up a nice AB. You'll see a lot of pitches, but he doesn't do a ton of damage out there. So I don't know how much of a drop-off you see Rivas being out there, just in the field, not in terms of who he is, what he means to the team as the longest tenured guy. But how big of a gap do you think there is, if any, between what we're going to get from Rivas and the number of games he'll be out there versus what JP provides?
Well, I think your scouting report on JP defensively is probably pretty accurate, right? He doesn't have the range that he once did. But I think what JP's great skill is, and what the Mariners are probably most proud to hang their hat on with JP, is that he makes the plays he should make. And if it's the ninth inning and there's 2 outs and the winning run's at second base and there's a ground ball to short, I think we all feel really good that JP Crawford's going to make the play, right? And Leo Rivas is a very talented defensive player. He's probably one of the most talented defensive infielders the Mariners have in the system, going all the way through the minors. And I think the Mariners feel very good about putting him out there. There's just something about having that guy who's been there in the ninth inning 1,000 times, who has the slow heartbeat. And, Leo's had some great moments for a guy who hasn't been in the majors very long, but it's not what JP Crawford brings in terms of the experience. Now, could he get to a ball in the hole better than JP? Yeah, very well, maybe. But the Mariners are obviously eager to get JP Crawford back, in part because it slots everybody in a better position, right? The Mariners are a stronger team when JP Crawford is your starting shortstop and Leo Rivas is available for whatever might be needed off the bench. That's just the way that the Mariners are built, and you can win a World Series with JP Crawford at your shortstop at the shortstop position for you, and the Mariners certainly believe that to be true this year.
Hey, Goldie, who's the biggest threat in the AL West, do you think, this year?
That's a good question. I think the bottom line is that this is the Mariners' division to lose. I don't think there's any question about that. The Astros, it feels like it might be starting to crumbles too strong, but it certainly doesn't feel like it did for the better part of a decade. I think the A's are sneaky, especially their lineup. I'll be really curious what the Rangers look like. Their pitching is the strength, right? The Rangers' rotation last year looked a lot like what the Mariners were a season before that. If the Rangers can hit a little bit more than they have and stay somewhere in the same vicinity of what they've done on the mound, that's a tough team. There's no doubt. And so I think everybody is going into this season in the division with a bullseye on Seattle. That's how it should be. And it's not just because they won the West last year, but because of all they bring back and, truthfully, what they've added. And we've talked about some of that already. So I think the Mariners are going to get everybody's best shot this year. And that might be a little bit different from last year or the last 20 years because they just hadn't won it. They hadn't won a division until last year. So it's going to be all eyes on Seattle this season. There's no doubt.
Is there anything you'd like to see from Dan this year that maybe you didn't see last year? I mean, it's hard to argue with where he got this team, especially considering what they had to overcome with the unevenness of the pitching staff, everybody being injured, and everything he had to contend with last year. And they get within 8 outs of a World Series, the greatest season in the history of the organization. So again, maybe nitpicking, but is there anything you look at and say, yeah, I'd like to see him, in this situation? We didn't see that last year, or in this kind of situation.
Well, you're right. It is pretty tough to argue with the bottom line results that he went through last year in his first full season as a skipper. The one thing that I'm kind of curious about, and I asked Dan about it last year, Dan was pretty reluctant to pinch hit Mitch Garver for a lefty bat late in games last season. when Cal was in the lineup as a catcher, he did not like the idea of Cal taking a foul tip, getting a concussion, getting injured in some way, and having to leave the game if you have to burn Garver. And then you're left, last year for a long time they had Dylan Moore, who never had to put on the gear, but he was for a long while the kind of emergency catcher for the Mariners. I'm not sure if that's Leo Rivas this year. I mean, it's not tonight as the starting shortstop. But he was very reluctant to pinch hit in that situation. And the Mariners will have a lot of lefties at the bottom of their order as a profiles this season. And there could be times where one big swing when you have a lefty reliever up there matching up against three lefty hitters in a row possibly could really change the game. So it was a cautious move by Dan. I think there's some internal bias there as a former catcher, and I think we can understand that. But that's something that I'll be curious kind of if that approach stays the same or if it gets a little more liberal this year in kind of those swing moments late in games.
Hey, one of the questions I asked Dave and our listeners earlier, Aaron, is there a player on this team that you really want to see? Obviously, we want everybody to do well, and it helps the team win, and you got your favorite players, and you need Cal, you need Julio, you need Josh, all those guys. But is there a player you look at and go, man, it would warm my heart to see him have a good season? Like, I would just feel really good about this particular guy having a successful season just individually.
Yeah, probably feel great for Cal Raleigh if he could just have a good year for once,
just let him taste success for once. Yeah.
Just, my goodness, your heart aches for this guy. Can he just please taste some victory for once in his career? Jeez.
Somebody pay attention to him, please.
Yeah. I don't see this guy's face enough. I mean, I think if Luke Raley could get off to a great start after an injury-plagued season last year and a guy who really impacted the club 2 years ago, 20 home runs, when he gets hot, he's a real force. So that's the name that comes to mind for sure. I think for either a young player or a guy coming off of injury, those are the guys that you especially want to see get off to a good start, right? If Cal gets off to a rough start the first 10 games or so, he's got a lot of track record to fall back on. But for a guy like Cole Young, who put in all that work in the offseason and looked like, in a lot of ways, a different player in the springtime, that's another guy. You would love to see somebody who is on the opening day roster for the first time in his career, who is out there as essentially the everyday second baseman, still a very young player, 22 years old, get off to a hot start. So those are kind of the two buckets of players that I think everybody would love to see get off to a pretty strong start.
Yeah, you just named the two I named, Luke Raley, and if I'm going young guy, Cole Young. So, yeah, I agree with you. Aaron, good stuff as always. We appreciate it, my friend. Have fun out there. It's going to be a great day, a great season, and can't wait to see you in there.
Hey, thanks so much, guys. Great talking with you.
Thanks, Goldie.
There you go. There's Aaron Goldsmith, voice of your Seattle Mariners, getting set for the call tonight. Game 1 of 162 coming your way. The Guardians, which you'll catch it all right here, Seattle Sports on 710. Pregame show starts at 6 o'clock tonight. We're out here live at Victory Hall. We'll be here tomorrow as well, as it's just a gorgeous day outside. Sun is shining, no clouds, a little crisp out there. But,
yeah, it's a little bit chilly, but I like it that way.
Yeah, it's just
we're a little hot.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. It's nice to see that, because Goldie's he's younger than, I won't speak for you, Bob. He's a lot younger than I am. But he also thought that Ryan Sloan looked like a baby face. Like, yeah. I'm looking at this kid, and I'm like, I see him sit down. Well, you see him walk over, and you're like, oh, man, this guy's a beast.
Yeah.
And then he sits down, and it's like, it looks like my son's, second grade picture. Yeah. I mean, ridiculous.
Here's some advice. Don't say that to him when we interview.
Oh,
you're 0 for 1. You did that with Ty France. And you just got a big nothing in return.
Yeah, Ty. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that one. I really don't.
I don't think he knew either.
Yeah, he didn't know either. But yeah,
he gave you silence.
No, but I mean it is. And, you talk about getting those guys in there, and I think that's the best way to describe it. Like, there's no way you could put a baby face like this out on the mound. I mean, he's 2 years out of high school.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, any upside, it's just going to be like a surprise if it's anything this year. But, for the most part, it's just somebody to get really excited about. in the future. And, and like Goldie said, even Kate Anderson going to, the LSU and, that program and how advanced it is, it's not the same.
It's a jump. It's a big jump. All right. Meanwhile, and if you missed any of that conversation, by the way, or any of the conversations on this show, you can find them on the podcast page at seattlesports.com after the show. And don't forget, click subscribe because it's free. That's the right price. And then you don't have to worry about remembering anything. It just shows up for you. It's a great process. Meanwhile, it's a big day for Ryan Rowland-Smith, and we've got one really important question to ask him. That's coming up next as we continue live from Victory Hall with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
The NBA takes its biggest step yet to bringing the Sonics back to Seattle.
The NBA Board of Governors has officially greenlit a deeper look at expansion to Seattle.
Cairo News Radio's Luke Ducey has been following this.
Amanda, what a huge story for the city.
Speculation is that it's going to be 28-29 that season.
Stay plugged into the very latest at mynorthwest.com.
I'm super excited for the jobs, the restaurants.
And Cairo News Radio 97.3 FM.
We are on a magic carpet ride.
Brock Ewart here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, we met about a decade ago when you came into the studio, and at that point, IRG was humming, but you were not 40 locations strong all over the neighborhood. How have you done this, and why?
Number one, Brock, great people. Our strength here at IRG is our people. Secondly, we are a company that has a culture of giving back and taking care of our patients, taking care of our team, and thirdly, taking care of our community. We want to be your family physical therapist. More importantly, we want to be your family's neighborhood physical therapist. We want you to come in, have a great experience, and get better and get out there and be pain-free and function.
Take care of your friends. Taking care of your neighbors, taking care of your community, and taking care of Western Washington. With over 40 locations now, that's exactly what IRG Physical and Hand Therapy is doing. Find them in person, find them online at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Tonight, the Mariners host the Guardians on opening day at T-Mobile Park.
First pitch at 7:10.
Right here on the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Aetna was there for me as I was going through a rough medical patch this year. I had peace of mind, which helped with my healing.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when requested. We show up with the latest in online tools for easier access to healthcare. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
No matter how old you get, you always remember that one great teacher. Hi, this is Rick Riz, inviting you to join WSECU in celebrating Teacher of the Week. Great teachers inspire. Nominate a teacher you feel has changed a life in our community. This year, we're going to honor 24 great teachers with grants of $500, courtesy of WSECU, the credit union for Washington. Teachers are the real MVPs. Nominate an exceptional teacher now at mynorthwest.com/teacher.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou, a term provider, 800-345-2789. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-345-2789. That's 800-345-2789 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-345-2789.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. Joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline, another guy who's just really afraid of the throngs of fans that would mob him should he show his face over here. So he's hiding out in the radio booth, is our old buddy, our old pal, Ryan Roland Smith. How are you, man?
Listen, I'm doing well. First of all, you know I love being over there with you guys. We spent,
sure.
Bob, you and I spent some, and Lefko, I'll throw you in the mix here too, but we spent some moments over there in the postseason last year. What are you talking about? I love being over there. I'll be honest with you. Aaron Goldsmith said, hey, man, because I was ready to walk over, and he was like, no, you stay here in the booth. You do it from the booth. We don't go over there. I was like, oh, okay. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. But no, I'm just messing around. But good to talk to you guys anyway.
He's just setting the rules. I got you. Well, before we get into all the Mariner talk, we've got a really important question here for you. Are you ready?
All right. Go for it.
Hey, how's the bracket looking?
Okay, I do have a story on my bracket, right? If you want to hear it. Listen to this. So Amanda, my wife, is trying to get our kids, into college sports / college basketball. So we had the kids go through and do a bracket, right? So I printed out the brackets, had them ready to roll, and we're going to have a night, have some dinner and knock it out. And then we're, about a week behind, right? So we're going to watch some of the games and just try and get them dialed in and give them an incentive to watch college basketball, right? Because I'm clueless, as you guys can imagine. Now, I get the brackets. We fill them all out. It takes forever, right? I'm sitting there with a 7-year-old saying, hey, what does the mascot look like? I'm like, it's a giant, grizzly bear or whatever it was. Yeah. Well, I get through it all, and I look down, I'm like, this is 2025 brackets. I printed out the wrong year.
Well, you could have aced that thing. You would have picked every winner if you did some research.
Oh, my God. I looked down. I said to Amanda, look at the year on this. And she looked at me. She's like, you are kidding. We just burnt a good hour and a half worth. They're past their bedtime, and I'm ripping through a 2025 bracket like
Did you have Florida winning, or did you have them losing?
I don't know. We got 3/4 of the way through, and it was like, you know what? Amanda, look at the year on this. So anyway, that's my bracket story for you. But I did fill out a 2026. So there you go.
All right. I'm sorry. The funniest part was you calling one of the mascots a grizzly bear.
Whatever it is, I don't know. I was Googling every mascot, I swear. Like, oh, yeah, look at the Florida one, Lennox. Like, it's a gator. Like, yeah. He wants that one. Then. That's how it went. So anyway.
Hey, Ryan, give me your level of confidence in this team as we enter the season. How much different, if at all, is it from last season?
The expectations obviously have, believe it or not, risen. I think when you get to the Game 7 of the American League Championship Series, it should for good reason. But I feel good about it, and for a couple different reasons. Number one, if you can win 90 games in 2025 with the starting pitching, I'm not saying they were struggling, but the strength of this team was supposed to be a top 3 rotation in 2025, and it simply wasn't at all. Like, it was a mid-range, got a little bit above mid-range, and then towards the end of the year, when everyone got healthy, there was still a couple little bumps in the road to go along with it. And you go back to, especially out the gates, April and May, it was all of a sudden an offensive team. They were stealing a bunch of bases. Then you lose Victor Robles early. You lose Randy, lose Randy, but you get a hamstring issue from him. They shut down the running game, yet you're still able to carry the team offensively. And so I look at that and think, well, okay, if you can have 80% of the health of this rotation and you have Logan Gilbert combine what he did in 2024 and then what he learned from last year, obviously Brian Wu doing what he was doing. I think George Kirby's going to have a massive year this year. I think Luis Castillo is going to have a really good year as well. If you can put that together, and then all of a sudden you have more of a complete offense, you cut down on the swing and miss a little bit, and you still have, call it 80% of the power that they had last year was ridiculous, by the way, how many home runs they hit and how they survived off that long ball. If you have 80% of that, man, offensively you're going to be a top 10, and then you combine that with a top 5 in regards to pitching. Man, I'm telling you, the sky's the limit for this team. And some people, Pacota's projecting 95 wins. I mean, if you had the kind of pitching that you were supposed to have last year and they kind of anticipate this year, it would be honestly a little bit of a down year if it was sub 90 wins, and that's a really good sign.
Hey, Ryan, as far as, the starting rotation, we pretty much know what we got there. But as far as, did you see anybody that came into spring training that had something that looked a little bit different or trying to do a little bit more and add to their arsenal? Anything stand out in that regard?
Well, what's interesting, and there was. First of all, George Kirby kind of leaned a little heavier into a circle changeup when George lost the split last year, like straight up put in the back pocket, not throwing it. So he was limited, man. When you lose a big weapon like that, and you have to rely so heavily on, the slider, which he did, and you couldn't quite get that split back. Now this year he came in, he kind of found something he's trying both the split and the changeup, but he found something with that circle change, which is really interesting. You've got Logan Gilbert. It's still, talking to Pete Woodworth, it's still in trial mode with some of the variation on his fastball. And obviously with Emerson Hancock, man, he's sweeper at the end of last year. I think if he can hone in on that. However, talking to Pete Woodworth especially, he said one emphasis they put on in spring training this year with these pitches was, we love to add pitches and we love to add variations and all this. But he said one emphasis they really put on was let's lean into, and I love this, man, it's refreshing to hear, let's lean into what makes us really good. And then from there, we can go from there. I think it's just a really good lens to look through as a pitcher. I remember the times I'd go into spring training, I'm like, oh, I need to add this, or I have to create this variation. And it can be really distracting, and it can dilute what you're really trying to do to have success. So when I hear that, I love hearing that, man, because it just means, okay, Logan Gilbert gets a ton of swing and miss, rides a four seam with that extension at the top of the strike zone. We're going to lean into that. We don't have to go, oh, no, he needs softer contact on the ground. No, he doesn't. He gets a ton, top 5 in swing and miss. You've got, George Kirby, who's just a command machine. All right, let's just lean in on that command a little bit more as opposed to trying to generate something secondary. Just getting back, and again, Bryce Miller, I know he's on the IL, but I've said this to you guys boatload of times. If he can just live on fastballs at the top of the strike zone and backspin them and simplify things, man, he will be a really, really good pitcher once he gets back from the IL. So looking at some of those things, I think I'm not saying they took away from last year, or to answer your question in regards to minimalizing everything, but I just like that approach.
Hey, Ryan, do we not give enough credit to Emerson Hancock in who he is as a pitcher? And he, by the way, looked really good in spring, and all of a sudden the velocities crept up. He was touching 98 in spring, and we'll see it spring. You know, we always qualify those numbers, but this guy was the 6th overall pick. It's not like,
I know.
And I feel like we sort of talk about him like, well, yeah, he's there, but he's not one of the guys, and he's a higher draft pick than these guys. So, I mean, are we... And that doesn't mean he's great and it doesn't guarantee anything. But are we not giving him maybe the credit he deserves for what he brings to the table and what he may still be capable of doing?
I think the word is we can underestimate him a little bit. And I say that because a couple things. From him, you put yourself in his shoes. Do you really think and you mentioned the draft, going back to the draft, do you really think that a guy like that is going to sit there and go, oh, yeah, you know what? I can go pitch out of the bullpen if you need me as more of a cover some innings, and, you know, I'll be the 6th starter. Absolutely not, man. He goes into spring training and looking at this saying, okay, I'm on the outside looking in this situation, but I'm going to go into camp as a starting pitcher, even though they've already got their 5-man rotation, which can be tough. I've been in that position a few times where it's like, man, I'm on the outside looking in. And then all of a sudden, midway through camp, Bryce Miller goes down, and guess who you have waiting in the wings, stretched out, got that sweeper on point because he's got that hunger about, you know, proving that he wants to be a major league starter, not someone to fill a roster spot or fill innings in the front end of that bullpen as well. And here he is, man. He's going to fill that void. Now, the biggest thing with Emerson Hancock, I think, and this is, by the way, this is challenging, right? You got to give him credit here. When you are a guy who is constantly, am I going to get my next start? And he had to deal with that with Logan Evans stepping in, right?
Yeah.
So he's competing against him. When you are a guy that literally every time you go out and you want to be a starting pitcher in the big leagues, and you're like, you know what, I not have to be perfect, but I have to be better than what they value me at, it can be tough, man. And so in regards to giving him credit or filling that void in a rotation, or underestimating him, I think there's a little bit of that. But at the same time, man, it can be a blessing because it just makes you a little bit more hungry to be a 3-starter as opposed to, oh, I'm just happy I'm on the team bus going to the airport because I'm on the roster.
Yeah, good stuff. Ryan, it's going to be fun talking each and every week. This season is going to be great. I feel it. It's going to be, hopefully it'll match the fun of last season because that was one for the books. But look forward to our conversations each and every week, and we'll see you over there later on.
Yeah, 3 o'clock every Monday. I can't wait. It's my favorite part of the week. I've said that for the last, 5 years now, I think. So I can't wait, fellas. I appreciate it, you guys having me.
Yeah, and good luck on your bracket.
I got the 2026 bracket. We're all good.
The 2025 awesome. Bracket. Oh, my God.
Thanks, man. We'll see you. There you go. There's Ryan Roland Smith. What if he got them all wrong, too?
Yeah. Well, the other thing, I don't know why that struck me funny, as funny as it did, but
the grizzly bear.
The grizzly bears. Yeah, I mean, like, it's either grizzlies or bear, not grizzly bears. Yeah, it's just fun.
So funny. All right. Our thanks to Ryan Roland Smith. Again, if you missed any part of that conversation, you can find it on the podcast page at seattlesports.com. Meanwhile, why could this season start out differently for Julio? We'll get into that coming up next. Live from Victory Hall, it's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
Tonight, it's opening day.
Here at T-Mobile Park.
As the Mariners begin defense of the American League West pennant.
Cal Raleigh, how do you handle the knowledge that you guys are one of the best teams in the league right now? If you want to get here and you want to do this, you have to have those expectations.
We're live from Soto all day with Bump and Stacy starting at 10. Then it's Wyman and Bob live from Hatback Bar and Grill starting at 2. Ahead of the Mariners and Guardians at 7:10. Listen wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman here for Harley Exteriors. You know, it's funny how you get used to things in not so ideal condition around the house. And for some, it's a messy garage or a leaning fence. For me, it was old windows. After 20 years in our home, virtually every window had a broken seal, and we got used to cold drafts outside noises, condensation. And if you're in that same boat, use this spring to say goodbye to the old dreary windows in your home and hello to your new exclusive windows from Harley Exteriors. They have the spring cleaning sale going on right now to complete your home makeover. Buy 10 windows and choose from either 20% off your entire project or a free door. And on top of that, make 0 payments and accumulate 0 interest for up to 12 months for qualified buyers. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade. They're manufactured right here in the Pacific Northwest. They're exclusive to Harley Exteriors, and also they're great people to work with. I've really enjoyed working with them. So give them a call at 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com and schedule your free consultation and get a bid from Harley. That's harleyexteriors.com.
Listen every morning to Brock and Salk for Need to Know, powered by Marquee Data. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to learn more.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
The best path at that point was to stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier.
The LJ way.
Your old water heater's starting to peter.
DayandNight.net.
Day and Night has $150 off installation of any new water heater, including tankless, backed by a free lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Get $150 off installation of any new water heater.
DayandNight.net.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Talk about stepping up! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Get away from it all and discover a place where good times are guaranteed. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining at the steakhouse. Catch your favorite sports on our wall-to-wall screens and sink into pure relaxation at the spa. Tee up at Loomis Trail for championship-caliber golf and experience your favorite musicians live at the Event Center. Visit SilverReefCasino.com and book your stay today. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
Tonight, the Mariners host the Guardians on opening day at T-Mobile Park.
First pitch at 7:10.
Right here on the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Dave Wyman here with Dr. Robert Meyer from Swedish Hospital. Dr. Meyer, tell us about the amazing results prostate cancer patients are getting with Swedish CyberKnife.
Well, at the Swedish CyberKnife, our patients are really satisfied with the experience. The treatment is very effective at eradicating the cancer, has minimal side effects, and we are seeing excellent cancer control 10 years later.
Find out more at swedish.org/CyberKnife Prostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll catch up with the Mariners President of Business Operations, Kevin Martinez, will join us here in person at Victory Hall. Meanwhile, we've talked a lot about Julio getting off to a quick start, and everybody's hoping for that. Kevin Seitzer was on with Brock and Salk, and he was obviously their hitting coach, one of them, and breaking down what clicked for Julio last year, why he's optimistic that it'll carry over to the start of this season.
I think you're right with him finding his identity. I think it's been more of pointing him in the right direction as far as what his focus, his plan of attack, his approach needs to be in the batter's box. I mean, a lot of times when hitters get in there, they just want to see it and hit it. They're not what we call, Julio and I have a term, it's called target practice. Pick your target and go hit the ball there, whether it be middle of the field, the off gap, maybe right at the second baseman, maybe right back at the pitcher. It's target practice, and that was one of the things that helped him last year in the second half to get rolling. It allowed him to be a little bit more disciplined as far as his chase and put him in better counts, kept him a little more short, compact, allowed him to stay on secondary stuff better.
That's very fascinating to me. Because, you know, we talk about this all the time, like a golf lesson or whatever, just saying the right thing.
Yeah.
You know, and for whatever reason, target practice.
Yeah.
It's interesting how, you know, it's so, you know, that's why people write books like The Mental Game of Baseball. I mean, it is so much more in your head than any other sport.
Yeah, it really is, and I hadn't heard that before. Obviously, you hear hitting coaches over the years; they all have different philosophies. Yeah. I remember back to who was it, Brent Brown, who was here, and people couldn't understand what the message was he was trying to get across, and maybe it was a little too convoluted. And that's just something that clicked with him. Target practice, like all of a sudden, there's the light, there's the switch for him. Like, yeah, I'll do that. So it's an interesting thing, you know. Obviously, I would assume a lot of that is dictated by the location of the pitch. If he's thinking, all right, I'm going right field, and they're pitching him in, it's going to be a hard thing to accomplish there. So, but just the simplicity of just saying, yeah, pick a target, and it clicking with him.
And that might not work on the next guy.
No,
right?
No, I mean, they might look at him like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What do you mean, pick a target?
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
Yeah,
so,
if it clicks with him, I don't care what it is. Yeah. You know, think of popcorn. I don't know, whatever whatever works for you. It helps you square that ball up. Think of that. Jeff Passan was on with Brock and Salk, and he gives his expectations for Julio this season.
Julio, on the other hand, what more can we see? I think it was a really good sign that his strikeout rate last year dipped by 4%. And I'm not suggesting that Julio Rodriguez is going to get a sub 20% strikeout rate, but to me, that would be a marker that if you were to look at and see that he's doing that, all of the other elements of his game, the speed and the base running, that will play up even more if he's putting the ball in play more. And so the power, it's there. Is Julio going to be a 40 home run guy? He sure could be.
Yeah, so he's looking at his strikeout percentage, and that dipped last year, which, look, I think he's right. You're not going to eliminate that from his game. There's a fair amount of swing and miss in Julio's game, but him lowering that and maybe even a little more this year, we'll see.
Yeah.
But we talked about the fact that we didn't see as much chase. We didn't see him swinging out of his shoes and falling into the other batter's box where he looked completely off balance. So he really did eliminate a lot of that. So, again, I don't expect him to go up there and have this incredible eye and he chases nothing and he's just going to be this disciplined. I think that's just part of who he is at the plate. But, I think he went a long way last year into correcting a lot of what we were seeing early.
Yeah. Well, I think it's probably a little bit too simplistic to just say, but that is what his at-bats looked like a lot and early on, because it seemed like he'd always get jammed up inside, swing it at something, and then he would chase away.
Off speed, low and away.
And it's enough to make it, because I can, when you say that, I'm like, I can actually picture that in my mind, of him stumbling over into not stumbling, but basically, chasing and falling into the other side of the batter's box. So, I think we'll see. It'll be interesting to see and you need maybe a month worth of sample size as far as seeing him at the plate, but it's going to be interesting to see how he starts off this year and, how that compares to last year.
Hey, the Mariners' first homestand is jam-packed with epic events and matchups. You can score a Cal Raleigh 60 home run bobblehead on Saturday, thanks to Alaska Airlines, and catch a star-powered showdown against Aaron Judge and the Yankees, who will be in town Monday through Wednesday. Seattle Sports will be broadcasting live here at Victory Hall today and tomorrow, starting at 2 p.m. to kick off the season. So check out the complete schedule. Get your tickets at mariners.com. Meanwhile, there's a lot to be excited about when it comes to the Mariners this season. We'll catch up with the Mariners president of business operations, Kevin Martinez. He will join us here in person at Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
The sounds of spring have already begun.
Mariners spring training, best week of our year.
But if you listen close enough, you can still hear echoes of last fall.
And the Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
These guys raise the bar.
This isn't a fun, cute story anymore. This is who we want to be.
You guys ready?
Tonight, the Mariners host the Guardians on opening day at T-Mobile Park. Hear every pitch wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
Home is more than a place to live. It's where the best of life unfolds, where possibility sparks, where community grows, where lives take shape. At the Master Builders Association of King and Snohomish Counties, that belief drives the work our builders, remodelers, and tradespeople do every day. Because when we build more homes, we're building so much more than housing. We're making room for what matters most. Learn more at roomforwhatmatters.com.
Some places just know how to make an evening special. I'm Brock Jordan. For me, that place is Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue. For 24 years, my friend Chef John Howie and his team have delivered incredible seafood. I'm talking pristine local oysters, sushi, cedar plank salmon, generous portions, and an unmatched beverage list. From the first greeting to the final bite, you feel taken care of. Celebration, business dinner, night with friends, Sea Star turns great meals into lasting memories. SeaStarRestaurant.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
P&D Tree Service, local experts in tree removal for residential and commercial. Their team works fast to remove problem trees in your yard and neighborhood. If you were hit hard by the storm, P&D Tree will remove trees and clean up while minimizing impact on your landscaping. 24-hour emergency service, any job, big or small. Safe, efficient, and fast. P&D Tree Service turns multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. Enjoy a clean, safe, and bright yard. PNDTreeservice.com.
I move mountains for a living. Literally.
That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How can you grow your business from idea to industry leader? With smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
Great moments in draft history. Presented by Silver City Brewery.
A former wide receiver in college, Richard Sherman was chosen by Seattle in the 5th round of the 2011 draft. He quickly turned into a shutdown corner, accumulating 24 interceptions in his first 4 seasons, being named first-team All-Pro in 3 of them.
Who will Seattle select this year? Listen to The John Schneider Show, Thursdays at 4 p.m. on Seattle Sports, presented by Silver City Brewery.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Taking a look at your baseball scoreboard. Finals in the books. Mets take out the Pirates today 11-7. Paul Skeens goes 2/3 of an inning, gives up 5 earned runs, gets pulled after some horrible outfield defense from O'Neal Cruz that helped the Mets to victory. Meanwhile, the White Sox get it handed to them by the Brewers in Milwaukee, 14-2 the final. Nationals taking care of the Cubs in Chicago, 10-4 the final in that one. Orioles double up the Twins, 2-1 in Baltimore. It was the Red Sox shutting out the Reds in Cincinnati, 3-0. Tigers hammer the Padres 8-2 in San Diego. And the Rangers fall to the Phillies 5-3 in Philadelphia. A couple of games going on right now. Astros trailing the Angels, which is great news, 3-0 in that one. And bottom of the 8th in St. Louis, Cardinals up on the Rays 9-7.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
We continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com, and we are excited about today. It's opening day. We've been waiting for this day. As I said, it's Christmas morning for me, and I get to unwrap my Mariners present later on tonight, and we get a chance to speak to a man who I know feels exactly the same way. He's the Mariners president of business operations. Kevin Martinez is here on set with us. How are you, man? Oh, we got to get that mic up. Is that working?
With it, there we are.
There we go. How are you?
I couldn't be better. I mean, my mic could be a little bit better, but no, I couldn't be better. This is Christmas Day, truly, right? Tough to sleep last night, tossing and turning, so much excitement. It was great to see the the club come home a couple of nights ago from Peoria. We were waiting for them to arrive at the ballpark, and just to feel their energy and their excitement, you feed off of that. And yeah, let's get after it.
Yeah, it's funny how I was watching all the commercials that the guys did, and everybody's very familiar. I mean, this town is getting very familiar with these athletes and these personalities, and I love that part of it. And it just feels like they're coming into their own, and just every year it seems to get better and better. And I sometimes judge that based on how many commercials you guys made.
Well, I mean, yeah, Dave, you've hit on it. I mean, they're not only exceptional athletes, but they're really great guys.
Yeah.
It's and you know, we saw that a few springs ago. You watch the way the team came together. Sometimes you can walk into a clubhouse or a locker room and you get a vibe right away. Well, we saw that cohesiveness starting a couple of springs ago, and it really manifested itself. And Dan Wilson has been so intentional about fostering that culture where players truly care for one another and love one another, and it's real. And you know, to have those guys being comfortable with each other and who they are, coupled with the success that they've been having on the field, you really start to see their personalities blossom, and it's a special group. It really is.
Do you sense a difference with the fan base, the anticipation, and just the excitement about the Mariners that in years past, I mean, let's be honest, there was a level of apathy, and it feels like each year it's been growing and growing, and on the heels of last year, most successful in the entire history of this organization, it feels like the appetite and the urgency and the excitement of the fan base is unlike any other season.
Yeah, honestly, but you know, I've been blessed to be with the organization for 36 years, and we brought back at the fans' request this year Fan Fest, and we have never sold out Fan Fest in advance in all the years that I've been doing it. It's sold out right away. 2 days, it's sold out. And yeah, there's such an appetite. And I think it's to the point that Dave makes. I think there's such a connection between the fan base and these players. And it's not just one player, it's the entire pitching staff. You go around the infielder. I mean, have we ever seen a player like Josh Naylor connect with a fan base that quickly?
No.
It was really remarkable. And again, we've all been watching baseball for a long time. It is a special group, whether it's Cal or Julio or JP. Even in a short time, Brendan Donovan has built a fan base. And I think he's a guy that people are really going to rally around
love him
once they see the way he plays. So, yeah, great group. And I do think the fans and these players have connected. Our goal is to create the best home field advantage in Major League Baseball. Last year, as we were going through September and into the playoffs, we had many people comment on the atmosphere. National media that came into T-Mobile Park that hadn't been here for a long time, and comment on just the intensity of our fans and how they help shape the atmosphere in a game. And look, again, being in Seattle for 36 years now, I think you see that common thread in Seattle sports fans at every venue. You see it across the street at Lumen Field. You see it up at Climate Pledge Arena. You see it in the college level. There is such a spirit of community here in the Northwest that I think is unmatched. And when people come up here and they see it for the first time, they're struck by how wonderful it is.
What's been like some of the returns as far as interest, like whether it's bobblehead or you know the drone thing afterwards?
Right.
Like what have been like big hits?
Oh my gosh, you know, and the marketing group and we again, social media is great because of the conversation we have with fans. So they will actually we get some of our best ideas from the fans in terms of the giveaways, but. This year, it's a special year for us. Just like the Seahawks, Dave, we're celebrating our 50th season.
Yeah.
We have a number of promotions that honor players and moments from the 49 seasons prior. So all year long, we're going to be bringing back former players. One thing that I've already circled on my calendar is the weekend of August 7th, 8th, and 9th. And on August 8th, before the game, we're going to have a pregame celebration like no other. We are going to honor the 50 greatest Mariners of all time. We've never had a collection of that many Mariners at one place. I think other than opening day, which our organization puts a lot of heart and soul into the pregame pageantry, on Saturday, August 8th, when we bring back the 50 greatest players of all time and honor them in a pregame ceremony, I think that's going to be a moment that any Mariner fan, whether you've been with us in '77 or you're just getting on board, it's going to be memorable.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
That is very cool. Another thing you guys did, which I'm happy about, is the Sunday uniforms.
Well, you've inspired that. You single-handedly inspired that move to the steelhead uniforms. For those who don't know, Bob Stelton wore me out for 2 years because the hat he's wearing right now, we didn't have it available at the team store, and Stelton on a daily basis would berate me. So we special ordered him that hat. All the while, he didn't know that we were working on, and again, this is the fan feedback that we get. There was such a love for those steelhead uniforms, and not only from the fans, but our players as well. And we had to work through some things with Major League Baseball, but we're the first Major League team that will wear and honor the Negro Leagues on a regular basis. And while the Seattle Steelheads were only around for a short time, it's a legacy that we want to remember. And the uniforms are terrific looking, but there's also some special meaning there. So Bob, without you, we would not have brought the steelhead uniforms back. So thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you. And you see them out here, people wearing them. I mean, people love them. And that was the other part. You just hit it. The players seem to love them.
Yeah, they really did. They really did. And we because of Major League Baseball rules and whatnot, we had to go away from we would wear them once a year. And then there were some changes where we were no longer able to do that. And that's when we started to say, okay, well, what if we brought them in as one of our alternate jerseys? So we couldn't be more excited. We'll debut them this Sunday. And Josh Naylor saw the uniform for the first time at FanFest. And he said, Kevin, this is the cleanest uniform I've ever seen. Really? This is incredible. So, I think they're going to be immensely popular with both the players and the fans.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to get great feedback. First of all, the 50 players, but then also, the Seahawks stuff, the stuff that we wore regularly, everybody loves that now.
Oh
they
my
think
gosh,
it's so cool, and I'm like, it just looks like a regular jersey to me. But I mean, that's good. Also, the other thing Bob's going to do for you is keep the hatred for the Astros alive.
Oh,
that's right.
Yeah,
okay,
and
good.
maybe we could have a special night.
I'll be in charge of the hate.
Yeah. Hey man, riverries are good. Rivalries.
No,
are
that's
good
exactly what we were saying.
Right?
Yeah,
it really is, and that's terrific. And still to this day, and I think in Seattle that you hear it. You hear that rivalry every time an Astro player, certainly some players come up to the plate more than others. You hear the cascade of boos. But I as somebody who just loves all sports and certainly a deep love of baseball, you need those rivalries. It's important.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we got a big scheduling thing happening on the 9th of September. The Seahawks, the defending Super Bowl champions, will be opening their season. And the Mariners are playing that day. We got some traffic. We got some crossover. What is that? Is anything happening with that to adjust for the fans, or what can you tell us?
Yeah, as you know, if you win the Super Bowl, you're in I believe they call it the Kickoff Classic or something along those lines. So the Seahawks, usually it's on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
And just to give a tip of the cap to some of the people that I have the privilege of working with over at the ballpark. As we were working on the schedule, and this was during the Seahawks season, we said that Thursday night could be, if the Seahawks go all the way, and this was last summer. This is how much we believed in the Hawks.
Yeah.
We said let's make that Thursday a day game, and so that will clear Thursday night for the Hawks.
Right.
So if you look at our schedule on the 10th, we have a day game. Well, the NFL decided this year the Super Bowl champions are going to play on a Wednesday, not the Thursday.
Because they got two teams playing in Australia.
Yeah,
on
they got
Thursday.
some Australian thing.
Yeah.
Where's Roland Smith? Let's talk to him about that.
We already sent him on his way. We talked to him earlier.
He completely threw a wrench into our schedule. So now the Hawks are going to play on that evening, the 9th, and they reached out to us and said, hey, would you be willing to move your game to a day game? And, I said, well, if the city of Seattle will work with you guys and us to do that, of course. This is incredibly special for, the Hawks and the city of Seattle and fans. So I think it will be, I would believe we're still waiting on final approval from the city. This is a Hawks issue, so I don't want to step on their toes. But I think it will be an incredible day of sports in Seattle, because if we're doing what we think we're doing, that Wednesday afternoon will be a meaningful game against the Texas Rangers. And then to be able to walk across the street after the Mariners take care of the Rangers and watch the Hawks unveil a Super Bowl champion banner and get after it, that's going to be a pretty memorable day in Seattle as well.
All right, maybe getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but if there is a World Series parade going down 4th, we were speculating on whether it would be more than the Seahawks or, I mean, just because it's a long-suffering, fan base.
Yeah, we've been waiting for it.
Yeah,
I maintain it would be a bigger celebration.
I think it will be one hell of a party. It will be. It'll be as big. It doesn't matter. It is going to be incredible. I'm pretty sure if we were to get to that point, God willing, we win it, I probably won't have slept from the night that we won it to the parade. So I may be horizontal on one of the floats, but that would be incredible. And look, we got a lot of work to do to get there, but that is the goal this year, and that's the expectation, which, again, being with this organization for as long as I have, to hear the players talk the way they're talking is really inspiring, and it's got me fired up. And I can't wait for first pitch tonight. Let's get it going.
What's it like for you to hear the experts, the analysts nationally, not just local honks like us, but Buster Olney picks the Mariners to win the World Series. Matt Snyder picks the Mariners to win the World Series. Jeff Passan, all these guys who do this for a living are picking the Mariners. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I mean, just to have that kind of attention and expectation from the outside of this organization is unique.
Yeah, no, and it's a credit to Dan Wilson, to the players, to Jerry and Justin in the baseball operations department, and all the work that they've done, because they've been unwavering in their vision, and they have believed in these players, and they keep looking for ways to make the team better. But we it's great to have the so-called experts acknowledge what they see on paper. We got to go out there. We got to execute. We got to stay healthy. And from all accounts and everything we've seen, it's all right there. We got to go make it happen.
You think you guys have the best grounds crew anywhere in MLB? That's what I love, sitting up there in the booth and watching those guys work.
The best.
They appear to be. I mean, you've been to all the ballparks, I'm sure.
Yeah, and
I brag about them regularly.
He wants them to come to his house and work on his lawn.
No, I actually want to come here and ride some of the tractors if they would let me.
Hey, we could probably make that happen. Kevin Dvorak and the entire staff, and I love that you gave him a shout out, because what people see them, game time and dragging the field, but the amount of work that goes on all off season long. We don't get a lot of sunlight in this part of the country in the winter, and trying to grow grass is super challenging, and those folks are out there every day manicuring that thing and that beautiful field. They deserve an awful lot of credit, and we have one of the best playing surfaces. Even the visiting teams that come in compliment it, and they take a lot of pride in what they do and are really committed. They care a lot.
Hey, by the way, you talk about the 50th celebration coming, the 50 greatest Mariners, August 8th. How long does that take to put that together? I mean, to get everybody on board. And does this date work for you? Does this date, I mean, is that years in the making? Is that?
No, what we did is we did a fan vote during the off season.
Right.
People went to mariners.com/50 and voted. And we also had a blue ribbon panel of former players, the Mariners Hall of Famers, media members who covered the team essentially from the 70s through. And we took that vote as well to combine it. And we just tabulated all of those votes. And we've just started the reach out to the players to let them know. And it's been a pleasure making some of the calls to the guys and to hear their reaction. But yeah, it's going to be a ton of work. And, I say, I don't know what you're doing August 8th, but please cancel it unless unless a family member is getting married. We need you here. And the responses have been incredible. And I think it will be one of the most memorable nights in our organization's history in terms of special events. It's going to be super cool.
That is very cool.
I can't wait to see who they are.
Yeah.
When are you going to unveil them early?
That night.
Just that night.
That night,
okay.
we'll have a little fun with it. It's been great to hear, different people in the media who their 50 greatest Mariners are, and we've got such a great collection of players. I wish it would be 150, but it's we've been 50 seasons. So anyway, it's going to be great.
Hey, real quick before I know we got to let you go, but you were down there in spring training for a bit. Saw you down there. What were you looking forward to seeing, and what stuck with you once you left?
For me, it's an opportunity really to connect to the guys in a really casual environment before they really start grinding. And again, when I go down there, I just try to get a sense of that cohesiveness and cohesion. And I saw it a couple of years ago, and it's only grown, especially coming off of last year. But the theme that was clear to me, to a man that was on the roster last year, is unfinished business. They had a taste of it. They were close to it. And they want to finish the job, and that's pretty powerful when, again, you're hearing it from the team. You're not hearing it from me or somebody else. You're hearing it from the players in that clubhouse. They are setting that expectation. There's a great soundbite from Cal saying, this isn't a cute story anymore now.
I love that.
Right?
Yep.
No, this is
it's great.
We're the team to beat. We expect to go out and win every day.
Yeah.
And when you hear players at any level speak like that, it's it's on.
Yeah. That's a great promo, by the way. I pay attention to that every time because Cal's saying, it's not some little pet project.
Right.
Now we're here to win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
Awesome.
And he's an incredible leader. And and Brian Wu reached out to the guys at one of the first team meetings with a really inspirational speech to the team. And these guys want it as much as anybody, more than anybody. Maybe not as more than the fans. The fans have been with us all around, and I mean that. To create that, I think you saw it all last year, and the players acknowledged it all last year. The difference that playing in front of a full ballpark meant. We sold out the last 9 games of the season last year through the playoffs. Tonight, we're going to make it number 10. It has an impact. It sets the mood. The visitors don't want to come in and play it. There's that energy, and you see it at T-Mobile Park. You see it all around this sports community. We've got something really special up here, and we're going to pick up that torch where the Seahawks have passed it to us now, and we're going to run with it full speed.
Kevin, always awesome to talk to you. Appreciate everything you do. Most importantly, bringing back the Steelheads uniform.
Yes, sir.
Sunday.
Well,
that's great.
I didn't want to deal with the wrath of Bob, so we brought it back. No, it's going to be great. Sunday's the debut, so hopefully everybody will be there to be a part of that moment as well.
He is the president of business operations for your Seattle Mariners. Kevin Martinez has been our guest. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it, brother.
Appreciate it.
There you go. Kevin doing a great job. His entire staff doing a great job with everything you see out there on the field. August 8th, by the way. Is that already sold out? Is August 8th already sold out, by the way? No. August 8th you're going to want to get a ticket to that. The celebration of the 50 greatest Seattle Mariners of all time, and that's going to be a heck of a day to be out at the park. Right?
It's going to be so much fun for us too. Like we've had so much fun with the Seahawks top 50.
Oh, yeah.
You know, who are the top 5? Okay, who are the top 10? Thanks, Kevin.
August 8th,
yeah, I mean,
that's going to be fun.
I can't wait, and it's cool that we're not going to know.
Yeah, they're going to unveil it that night.
Right there. That'll be really awesome.
So you'll see those guys out there at the field. So that's a date to circle on the calendar for sure. All right, our thanks to Kevin Martinez. If you guys missed any part of that conversation, you'll be able to find it on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Meanwhile, a former Mariners player made MLB history yesterday. You're going to hear about that when we sweep the dial. Coming up with Wyman and Bob live from Victory Hall at Seattle Sports on 710.
Tonight, it's opening day.
Here at T-Mobile Park.
As the Mariners begin defense of the American League West pennant.
Cal Raleigh, how do you handle the knowledge that you guys are one of the best teams in the league right now? If you want to get here and you want to do this, you have to have those expectations.
We're live from Soto all day with Bump and Stacy starting at 10. Then it's Wyman and Bob live from Hatback Bar and Grill starting at 2. Ahead of the Mariners and Guardians at 7:10. Listen wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
It's the John Schneider Show, presented by Silver City Brewery. Coming off a championship season, how will the team reload with eyes on next season? Listen each week as we take you exclusively into team headquarters for insight on the combine, free agency, and the draft. The 2026 team is being built as we speak. Hear about the important moves being made right now to determine who will be making plays during the fall. Only on Seattle Sports and only during the John Schneider Show, presented by Silver City Brewery.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we perform an 18-point maintenance check with every oil change to help make sure you're good to go.
And?
Yeah, you're good to go.
Huh. Wonder why the dealership isn't that easy.
Well, we'd let you know if we found something in our check.
Oh, great. That was easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Quick, thorough, and honest. Come with no charge.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
This is Brock Eward. C-Star Restaurant and Raw Bar is celebrating 24 years as Bellevue's go-to for fresh, seasonal seafood, and me and my family's as well. My good friend Chef John Howie delivers excellence behind every single plate, and it doesn't matter. Local oysters, sushi, cedar plank salmon, generous portions, polished service, and meals that become lasting memories. Right now, 3-course dinners in the lounge, starting at just $50. C-Star, the dining experience you remember. CStarRestaurant.com.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry. This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Tonight, the Mariners host the Guardians on opening day at T-Mobile Park.
First pitch at 7:10.
Right here on the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Imagine all that can happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids will grow, new memes are going to come out, but what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price never changed for 5 years? Well, thanks to the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most. That finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. You get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices and no one battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, all your devices will be working in perfect harmony, and you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, and no strings attached. So even though kids will grow up and you still won't understand 6-7, your internet's going to stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi, all with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions do apply. Select plans only.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor. Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99 now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Bring your visions to life with smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need to achieve your goals. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Scanning the airwaves for the most interesting and entertaining stories of the day. Sweeping the Dial. Every afternoon at 4:45 with Wyman and Bob.
Presented by Silver Reef Casino Resort.
Well, today is opening day. We know that. But technically, opening day was last night. The first MLB game of the season was last night, Yankees and Giants. And during that, we had the first ever regular season in-game ABS challenge, and it came from a former Mariner, Jose Caballero.
We've had our first ABS challenge, challenged by Jose. Thought that was up and in. Challenge. Call was upheld.
Of course it was Cabby that had the first challenge. He was always a pest on the base paths to pitchers. I love that about him.
What inning was that? Do we know?
Oh,
do we know
it was
the situation?
early because they were doing an in-game interview and missed it. It was like the second or third inning.
Was there anybody on? Like, was it one of those situations? Where
No, I don't think there was.
Don't waste it there.
I think he wasted it.
Yeah. Because of course he did. That's him, and of course he probably would not adhere to any of the strategy they said. Whatever they said prior to the game. Like, all right, guys, this is new. It's only going to be the catcher and the hitter. And it's only going to be in a situation where, we got a runner in scoring position and you 2 outs and we need you to keep that AB alive, or he's got nobody on. It's in the second inning and he's going challenge and loses.
Well,
that's just him, right?
And the funny part, I think, is that Netflix missed it. They didn't show the graphic because they're in the middle of interviewing Giants manager Tony Vitello. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you hear that, and Matt Vasgersian is doing play-by-play, says, "Oh yeah, and there it is. There's the first challenge."
And he
lost it.
And he lost it.
Yeah.
And Netflix missed it because that's what happens when you stream. That's no good.
They couldn't figure out how to show it.
Yeah, that's right.
Making another case.
That's right.
Another way to complain about viewing
this cumbersome streaming nonsense you have to log into.
Sweeping the Dial.
Well, John Morosi, much like he was echoing with us, he was on MLB's morning show, MLB Central, yesterday, and he is very excited about one other team in the Mariners division. He predicts the A's will make the playoffs.
The A's are a playoff team in 2026. Not great news for your hometown Astros, Robert, but here's what I love about the A's.
A's are a problem.
They are a problem. They're a problem for the Astros. They're a problem for the Mariners because they've got all of this great young talent. Kurtz, Langoliers, Soderstrom, Wilson, They've got the veteran in Rooker. I love this note from Eric Days today. Their everyday club last year, position player-wise, the third youngest in baseball. And when you look at teams to buy stock in, it's a group of position players that are young, that I believe is just entering their prime. I think they'll be able to stay healthy because of the youth. If they get enough pitching, and I like what I saw from Severino during the course of the WBC, if he keeps that up, of course, the bullpen no longer having Mason Miller, but this is a postseason team for the A's.
Yeah, I remember, I'm going to look up the numbers, but I remember Soderstrom up here in a series being a problem for the Mariners. Love watching Jacob Wilson, Nick Kurtz. He mentioned everybody there. That's it's an exciting team.
Brent Rooker, you got Butler. They got a nice lineup. I just don't have the same level of confidence in their rotation beyond Severino, who is a good pitcher, and we'll see what the other four guys look like. But they're going to need more than just him, and they don't have Mason Miller now, who throws 104, 105. He's ridiculous. So that's a big loss as well.
Yeah. So I mean, I think they're. It's like the opposite. Cal was like, hey, we're not this cute little story anymore. I think the A's are a cute little story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
now they are.
They got some young, but these guys are all are going to get better, and they a young team. So
yeah, they'll be fun to watch as a baseball fan. But I want their owner to suffer.
Yeah,
the bad owner.
It is a bad owner.
Yeah.
But I feel sorry for all those people in Oakland. I think there should be some retribution or something there.
Reparations.
There you go.
Sweeping the dial.
All right, we will talk 98% baseball today, but we had to get to this. We didn't talk about it yesterday because you guys interviewed him. You interviewed JSN after the press conference, but he held his press conference to announce the big contract that he just signed. We heard some clips from Mike McDonald yesterday, but this was a really funny moment that JSN had when he was asked, well, all right, what do you do? How do you live off of that year? How do you build up of winning a Super Bowl, being the offensive player of the year? Kind of what you asked him, Dave. And he said, well, there's only one thing better than winning one Super Bowl.
For me, it's always more work to be done, and there's always another level to reach. And, but it is a blessing, this is a business, and, I want to do good business, and, that's where we're at right now. The only thing better than one Super Bowl is two, so, just working to get there, and whatever my team needs from me, I make sure I get it done.
Yeah, he's not wrong. Two is better than one when it comes to Super Bowls.
What kind of an idiot asked that question? I'm like, yeah, he should have like messed with me and gone, yeah, that's really depressing, man.
Yeah,
this is the top for me.
That's it. But nowhere to go but
down.
There's
nobody exactly. Yeah, no, I mean he did such a good job. He handles everything really well. He's very soft-spoken, very quiet, very much giving everybody else credit. His faith, family, everything. I mean, he is just the opposite of the guy who was the second leading receiver this year.
Which was who? Was that
Puka Nacua?
Oh, Puka was new. I was sitting there thinking A.J. Brown.
I mean, that's why you pay a guy like that. I mean, he's just responsible. He's an incredible teammate, humble. I mean, it's just an amazing guy. I hadn't really talked to JSN. He's one of those guys that gets up and does the scrum.
Yeah.
We don't get a chance to individually talk to him, and he's just a gem of a person.
Yeah, he's the guy you want in that locker room. He's a guy who, by example, is a leader. He's not a vocal guy, as you just talked about. He's not real verbal, although we've seen him fired up on the bench and everything, talking to his guys. But He's to me, he's just kind of a continuation in a really good way of Tyler Lockett, in that he's a guy we say it all the time. Yeah, you're not the fastest, you're not the biggest, you're not the strongest, but man, you're always open and your hands are unbelievable, and your character is equal to that of your skill set, if you will. And I think, I don't think you can hammer that enough when we talk about the success of the Seahawks and what led to it beyond just talent and beyond great coaching. Was that the culture and that selfless nature that they've got there, and he's a walking definition of it at a position that's known to be the opposite of that. That's known to be about me and look at me and why didn't I get more touches, and how, I mean, again, A.J. Brown, we bring that up. he's complaining after they win. He's complaining, and he's not unique, in the world of A.J. Browns and Antonio Browns and Terrell Owens and people like that. You got JSN, you got a Tyler Lockett. The Seahawks have had the good fortune of having some really productive, selfless guys at a position that doesn't often produce that.
Yeah, I can't believe it. And you're right, that position, again, we've talked about many times about how why they probably are, because they're dependent on other people doing their jobs, and so I think it sets that position up for lots of complaining. So I don't know if there's anything specifically about that kind of athlete, but I think it is that position is definitely something that you can kind of understand a little bit. So and that's what I think makes it even more impressive that JSN is such a good guy, because he's just the opposite of A.J. Brown and Puka Nacua off the field anyway. So yeah, it's that, and knowing that you can give that guy money and it's not going to be a problem. It's not going to be like pouring gas on a fire.
I mean, if you're the Rams right now, are you're probably looking at the deal that they signed JSN to, going, damn it, now we got to offer this guy at least that, probably more. He'll probably exceed it, but you're looking at, he's in the headlines for all the wrong reasons, and this is not saying he's guilty of anything yet. I know this whole investigation's going on. We'll see how it plays out, but he's putting himself in those situations to be accused of things. Yeah. Whereas JSN, we don't hear a peep about him in the offseason. You don't hear, I don't know what he does. I don't know if he just shuts himself in a room and doesn't come out, or he hangs around his family or whatever. I'm seeing Nacua out at all these events I told you about, and fights, and there's nothing wrong with it, but he's one of those guys that seems like he's going to be around. If he's not in trouble, he's going to be in an area where it could crop up pretty easily, and now he's going to sign a big deal and have all that money, and he just becomes that much more of a target.
Yeah. Well, JSN talks about faith. He talks about his family. Remember, his brother was actually we should have brought that up. I forgot to bring that up. Is it Kanan or Kanan? I'm trying to remember how you pronounce his name, but
he was with the Pirates.
Yeah, he was with the Pirates for a couple of years, and he is like JSN, one of his biggest proponents, and read an article where he was talking all about his brother and how good he is, and just a great support system. So yeah, he's got some good stuff going for him besides the $168 million.
All right, coming up, we know a guy who always gets excited to talk about the Mariners. Managing partner John Stanton will join us next as we continue live from Victory Hall with Wyman and Bob. It's Seattle Sports on 710.
Tonight, it's opening day.
Here at T-Mobile Park,
as the Mariners begin defense of the American League West pennant.
Cal Raleigh, how do you handle the knowledge that you guys are one of the best teams in the league right now?
If you want to get here and you want to do this, you have to have those expectations.
We're live from Soto all day with Bump and Stacy starting at 10. Then it's Wyman and Bob live from Hatback Bar and Grill starting at 2. Ahead of the Mariners and Guardians at 7:10. Listen wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
Well, I know a lot of you out there are like me, that you had to carry a pair of readers around with you everywhere, whether it's just a room in your house where you want to read anything, going into a restaurant to read a menu, stores to read labels. Always a big problem, especially if I forgot the readers. Then I was really in for it. So I had to get something done, and if you're looking at that, I've got the answer for you, because if you go King LASIK and K2 Vision together, you get Freedom Vision for every stage of life. LASIK and EVO ICL from King LASIK gives you freedom from glasses and contacts. Refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE, which is where I've got my procedure done, adds extra freedom from readers and cataracts. So again, if you're just tired of having a pair of readers with you at all times, otherwise you can't read, this is for you. K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect and permanent solution, and on top of that, you'll never develop a cataract. With over 400,000 procedures done, Drs. Kopstein and Dr. King are two of the most experienced vision correction surgeons in America. Whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors out there with all of the data to recommend the very best procedure for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. King LASIK and K2 Vision RLE, no glasses, contacts, readers, or cataracts. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
Hi, Sarah here with Safeway. We're proud to partner with Champions of Change co-founder Doug Baldwin to help nourish Washington students through the Nourishing Champions program.
Thanks, Sarah. And here's the reality. Every day, students across our state are staying after school for extracurriculars on empty stomachs, and some of them don't know where their next meal will come from. Food insecurity is reaching crisis levels, and the impact on our youth will extend far beyond this moment. The good news is that there's an answer in the federally funded after-school meals programs. But right now, Washington schools' participation is very low, reaching only 2% of the students who qualify.
That's where Nourishing Champions comes in. We're offering grants that not only fund food, but also resource and training support for the schools to offer an after-school meal program for years to come.
Our goal is to reach 10,000 more students in the first year of these grants and then grow from there. School staff can learn more and apply today at championsofchangefoundation.org and navigating to the Nourishing Champions tab. That's championsofchangefoundation.org and click on the Nourishing Champions tab.
Spring is a season homeowners start improving their homes. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. If your home needs roofing, siding, new windows, gutters, or decking, our team can take care of it all. For a limited time, save up to $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows project. Planning multiple upgrades? Combine your projects and save even more. Or with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. You can start your project now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
P&D Tree Service. Local experts in tree removal for residential and commercial. Their team works fast to remove problem trees in your yard and neighborhood. If you were hit hard by the storm, P&D Tree will remove trees and clean up while minimizing impact on your landscaping. 24-hour emergency service. Any job, big or small. Safe, efficient, and fast. P&D Tree Service turns multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. Enjoy a clean, safe, and bright yard. PNDTreeService.com.
Tonight, the Mariners host the Guardians on opening day at T-Mobile Park.
First pitch at 7:10.
Right here on the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Jake was suffering from osteoarthritis when his doctors asked him to consider surgery.
However, there's a 9-month recovery period where essentially you're not walking and you're not putting much in the way of weight on.
That wasn't going to work for him, so he decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I heard the ads, and that caused me to do due diligence.
And how are you doing now?
There's not really any pain now at all. I have no limitations in what I want to do.
Wow, so you're able to do anything you want to do?
I recently played golf at Cycle House down in Pebble Beach, walked 18 holes, which I hadn't been able to do for a number of years, and then went for about a 2-mile walk with my friend.
I take it you'd recommend stem cell therapy to others then?
Absolutely. Had I known then what I know now, I would have done this several years ago and saved myself a lot of pain and suffering and agony and limitation to activity.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710. It's Mariners opening day. It's like I've been saying it all day, like Christmas for me. I couldn't wait for this day, and a guy I know can relate to that as well is the Mariners chairman and managing partner. John Stanton is here with us in person. How are you, man?
Today should be a national holiday.
Should it?
First day of baseball season, opening day, national holiday.
Yeah, businesses closed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let the kids out of school so they can go to a game. We'll spread the games out through the whole day so that you can make sure that everyone gets some national TV exposure. It'll be perfect.
I was talking about this earlier, and you know, last year I had more fun covering this team than any year ever. What was it like for you? Because I know I see you sitting down there in front row every game. You're keeping score. You're invested in every single game. Were you able to have fun?
I do have a lot of fun with it. I really enjoy it. I enjoy the people. I enjoy the players on the field. And I'm lucky enough I get to know them personally, and certainly I've known Dan forever, and get to walk around, talk to our fans, talk to the seating hosts that are the frontline representatives of the team. Last year was hard in that it was a roller coaster. I mean, you have to remember in July, you know, we obviously picked up Naylor and Suarez. But we lost a few games then. I think it was a 2-7 road trip at the beginning of August. And then things started to click. 17 out of 18, everything started to work exactly the way we'd hoped. Some of it was pitchers were down, right? The thing I always worry about for us is, you know, we've got some great players, and we've got some players that are waiting in the wings. But if we get in a position where 4 of our starters get hurt during the season, which they did last year, that makes it a lot tougher for us. We can go a couple deep into the Tacoma group, but beyond that, it's really hard for us.
Well, it's pretty amazing what you did, because I was complaining about that as well, and Bob pointed out, hey, we were 8 outs away from, you know, making it. So yeah, just a much more complete roster. But that's the thing that's the biggest bummer, right? Being a baseball fan, is you count on certain players, you know, having the longevity to get through the season, and when it doesn't work out, it's just heartbreaking.
That's right, and it's particularly true with pitchers. I mean, the position players. I mean, you know. A lot of the position players played 140 to 150 games, but Cal Raleigh played 150 games most of them as a catcher. I mean, the position where you get beat up the most, he has to be first guy in, because he's not only got to prep with the hitters, he's got to prep with the pitchers, and he's got to take batting practice from both the left side and the right side. I mean, he is Iron Man right now, and he's 29 years old now, and he seems like he's fresh as a daisy. So it's fun to see. It's great to see. But we need to be in a position where we can rely on more than just Cal and more than just Julio. And I feel really good about some of the guys we've added to the roster this year that are going to make a big difference.
Did the success of last year change anything in the way of ownership's philosophy or how you build a team in the offseason, that you're knocking on the doorstep? You were that close. You're right there. Do you look at it and say, we're going to be more aggressive, we're going to go for it? I mean, you were really aggressive in getting Naylor locked up right out of the gate. Would that have been the plan in years previous, or was that a little different based on the success?
I think it's more nuanced than that. The dynamic is that, you know, beginning in about 2018, we talked about having a plan. At that time, we had a large payroll. We had a lot of guys that were older. We obviously made some critical trades, you know, Robbie Cano, Gene Segura for J.P. Crawford, and that was the foundation. And then, you know, we reinvested in our scouting group and our draft group, and we ended up with a group of pitchers, you know, Logan, who will go tonight, Kirby, Wu, Miller, all came out of the draft, all first, or I think Wu was a third-round selection, but guys that are really not the product of just a draft, a product of a tremendous amount of work. We looked for position players who were young and durable. The fact is that players statistically over a 50-year period have their best years between 26 and 30. And we've got a bunch of guys that are between 26 and 30, and we're excited about them being able to contribute. And we've continued to work on the draft with younger players. I mean, I look at Colt Emerson, Ryan Sloan, Cade Anderson, who, we got, frankly, we got lucky in picking third last year. But the dynamic is that I want to see us as a competitive team every year. It's not as true today, but when we were growing up, the St. Louis Cardinals, the Atlanta Braves, were teams you knew would be in the playoffs every year or be competitive every year. And I want us to be competitive every year, and I believe we will make the playoffs most years, and we will win a World Series, and that's our goal.
Well, it sure makes it easier when you get good people as well, right? I mean, you already got Cal, but we were talking with Kevin Martinez about the character of some of the guys on this team, and getting a guy like Josh Naylor and also Brendan Donovan, and just the example that they set. And I just think that's really interesting. Where in this franchise, another one is Ichiro. Like, he's constantly down at spring training. I understand he doesn't go on the road, but I mean, just setting the tone as far as culture goes.
You're absolutely right. And Dave, from your experience as an athlete, culture is something you can't manufacture, and it's something you can't fix, right? You have to build it over a long period of time. You got to get good, nice, decent human beings. I always say you need both a mayor and a sheriff. You need someone who's welcoming guys onto the team. You need a sheriff who's going to be holding people accountable. And I think we've got some guys. You didn't mention Ref Snyder in your comment, in your question. I look at, while he may be past that ideal 26 to 30-year-old age, he's an experienced guy. When he and Donovan were, in spring training games, they'd take their 2 at-bats, then they'd sit on the bench and talk with the young players. They're culture carriers. They're guys who play the baseball, quote, the right way. And I think that they bring for us an expectation that we're going to perform and we're going to hold guys accountable. And I think that has always been true with Cal. I think that Julio plays a very special role, particularly among the outfielders. And we haven't really talked about the pitchers. The pitcher, Cal plays and Garver both play a critical role with the pitchers. But you've got guys like Logan, who is always tweaking things and looking for additional advantages. But he's also setting a tone. He's also setting a tone in terms of preparation. Kirby, Castillo, Miller, Wu are all players that do that. And then you look at the bullpen guys. You look at Mooney as being a guy who holds people to a standard. Brash, I think, is growing into that role. And I think it's very exciting that we've got some guys. Generally, you've got some older guys in your bullpen. I think we've got 3 or 4 guys that are 32 or 33. We've got guys that have been there, done that, and have the experience, and I think bring to us an ability for us to, save games, to win games in late innings.
Hey, real quick, before we let you go, I read somewhere earlier today, I don't know if it was on Twitter or whatever, that you were talking about a note that Josh Naylor wrote to the front office, to the staff, everybody there.
Yeah.
For our listeners that aren't aware of what that was, tell us about that.
Yeah, it was just a note of thanks. It was only a couple of sentences. Frankly, in my time, no one's ever done that. He got a hold of the people in our communications group and asked to send a message to the front office, because he's been on a couple of other teams. He knows how hard the front office people work. And, as much as this is opening day for the guys who step onto the field, it's also opening day for people in our sales organization, people in our customer service organization, our IT, accounting. All those people care just as deeply as the players do about winning. And I think that it's hard to imagine anyone joining the Mariners as in our front office who doesn't love baseball, because you work such long hours and kind of weird hours. You have to be a baseball fan in order to be willing to do it. And Josh sent the note to say thank you to those people for all the role they play in the success of the organization.
That's really, it just speaks to who he is. I mean, what a unique guy who just immediately connected with the city, with the clubhouse, and
mostly because of our interview with him.
That's probably it. Yeah.
Well, we brought the best out of him.
And then he has a special relationship with Tucker as well.
Yes, he does.
So
I
got a chance to talk to him. He's also a shoe guy, which I didn't fully appreciate until I saw his locker yesterday. And he was setting up the shoes. I said, where's Tucker? He says, he's already in the lunchroom. So he knew where Tucker was.
Nice. John, always good to catch up with you, man. Can't wait for tonight. This season's going to be fun. Hopefully it can top last season, which is setting the bar high, but I think we all believe in what you got going there. So congrats on last year, and let's do it again this year.
Well, and thanks to you guys. You're here every Friday, and we appreciate the fact that you're so supportive of us, and it's going to be a fun season together.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you, man. There you go. There he is, the Mariners chairman and managing partner, John Stanton, joining us live at Victory Hall. Coming up, there's one unknown about the Mariners offense heading into the season. We're going to get into that coming up next, live from Victory Hall with Wyman and Bob. It's Seattle Sports on 710.
The sounds of spring have already begun.
Mariners spring training, best week of our year.
But if you listen close enough, you can still hear echoes of last fall.
And the Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
These guys raise the bar.
This isn't a fun, cute story anymore. This is who we want to be.
You guys ready?
Tonight, the Mariners host the Guardians on opening day at T-Mobile Park. Hear every pitch wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
High five! Up top!
Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business.
Yeah!
It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Heck yeah!
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Yes!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Woo! For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access control, 24/7 monitoring, and more. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy, knowing we're here for you, your people, and your business. Visit bayalarm.com to talk to a local security expert. Bay Alarm, we got you.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
It is time to rewind with the Nostalgia and Retro Convention in Puyallup this weekend. Get autographs and photos with Hall of Famer Edgar Martinez and Jay Buhner. Meet Dennis Rodman and Horace Grant, Sergeant Slaughter in the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Music fans can meet J.C. Chazé from NSYNC, Tiffany and Debbie Gibson. Dive into a world of classic TV and movies with Ponch and John from Chips, Steve Gutenberg and Bobcat Goldthwait from Police Academy, and so many more. Saturday and Sunday at the fair in Puyallup. Buy tickets now at rewindwa.com.
For those diagnosed with anxiety, depression, or PTSD, Northwest Ketamine Clinics wants you to know hope is within reach. Here's Brandon, a recent patient.
Going to sleep was challenging. Getting my brain to turn off was challenging. Just kind of getting through every day was a bit challenging. Like everything was a little too hard, a little too much resistance, and that just kind of evaporated. After the first few sessions of ketamine, it was noticeable. People remarked on it pretty quickly. I had done maybe 2 sessions, 3 sessions, and people started going, what are you doing differently? You look awesome. You just look like your skin is healthier and you look happier. To anyone thinking about giving it a try, if you have depression, ADHD, bipolar, any of those things feel like they would vastly benefit from it. So go for it. That's what I say.
Welcome to the Pacific Northwest's most experienced ketamine center. Book a free phone or video consult at nwketamineclinics.com. Healing starts here.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to you at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
You could file your taxes on a basic free service, which is fine. But are you okay with fine? Because when it's your money on the line, do you really want to guess if you missed a credit or hope the math is right? Get the confidence of TurboTax for free right on the Intuit Credit Karma app. Free Fed and free state for simple 1040s only. Around 37% of filers qualify. See details at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for EITC, CTC, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Taking a look at your baseball scoreboard as it is opening day for the rest of Major League Baseball outside of the Yankees, who picked up a big win last night. Taking a look at some of the finals. Mets take out the Pirates earlier today, 11-7 the score in that one. The surprise, Paul Skeens getting the start. Not that that's the surprise, but he only goes 2/3 of an inning in that game. Gives up 5 earned runs on 4 hits. Horrible defense in the outfield behind him led to him being removed from the game early, and the Pirates lose the opener 11-7. Meanwhile, the Brewers in Milwaukee hammer the White Sox 14-2. It was the Nationals on the road in Chicago beating up on the Cubs 10-4 the final there. The Orioles take out the Twins 2-1 in Baltimore. It was the shutout, the Reds being shut out at home by the Red Sox 3-0. This is the score everybody out here loves. The Astros at home shut out by the Angels 3-0. Astros with just 3 hits on the day. Tigers beating up on the Padres in San Diego 8-2 the final. The Phillies taking care of the Rangers in Philadelphia 5-3. And the Cardinals over the Rays in St. Louis 9-7.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
We continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. As it's starting to fill up in here, Dave. Everybody's packing the parking lot out in front. You've got a band playing out there. You've got food. You've got festivities. And you got the opening night of your Seattle Mariners.
There's a different feel this year, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
It's expectancy.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Everybody's, it's expectations. They're very high, as they should be, like they are for the players and the management and everybody else involved with this team. It's just they expect great things this year, as they should.
You know what? The one thing really cool is that lots of people telling us that they love our show. But a lot of it is kind of like you're an animal in a zoo, because we're sitting. Brenna has the whole thing taped off so nobody can come in here. And then people walk by and look at us like, oh,
it's a fish tank.
Okay. Somebody told me, they go, I did not put that body with Bob's voice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not you just your, but your.
Yeah.
The whole thing there.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. No, he was like, yeah, I expected somebody different. I'm like, what do you think? You know, and he said, somebody out of shape. And I was like, well, maybe you were thinking of me. Maybe that's what,
We've had others like Cal confuse us.
Yeah, that's right.
He thought you were Bob and I was Wyman.
we gotta mess with him next time we see him.
And what was it?
If he comes up and calls me Dave, I'm like, no, I'm Bob, man.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
It was something like, because Bob was an older name or something like that. It was a weird reason. Anyway, good to see all the people out here, and the excitement is building. People are fired up. Obviously, it's opening night. This game is going to be madness out there. Be huge to get a big win for this team. And how cool would it be if Julio hits a home run, because everybody's expecting a slow start, or certainly if Cal hits a home run, or even the new guy, you get Brandon Donovan out there coming up with some big hits. Or it's just, there's so many moments I'm expecting the crowd to explode. Naylor gets a hit, or Naylor steals a base, or just everything we talked about that was great from last year. So this is going to be really, really cool to see.
Who do you think people, they obviously want the one player that they like the best to have a good game or to hit a home run? Who do you think is the most popular? Because I would make a case, we don't talk about Julio that much about that. I think nationally he is definitely well known, and obviously Cal jumped on the map this last year, but I feel like it might be Julio.
Yeah,
if Cal hits a bomb, the place will go nuts.
Oh, of course.
That'd probably be the loudest, but. Yeah, I mean, I
think with Julio, it'd almost be relief. Like, oh, he's getting off to a fast start.
Yeah,
home run, game one, or just a base knock, just a hit.
You know what? The thing about Julio that I love so much, I love watching him play defense. And it's not like it's not like he's catching 20 balls out there or anything like that. It rarely comes to him, but it's just so much fun watching him play. He makes it look so easy. And his defense is just phenomenal. But, I think if Cal hit a home run, that would probably be the loudest response that you would get out of this crowd.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think they're going to lose their mind for anybody, to be honest. If Naylor hits a home run, this town loves Naylor. They would go to,
Amazing considering he only, I see a Naylor jersey right now.
Oh, yeah. I've seen a bunch
hanging out in here. And only half a year.
I saw a Kraken jersey with Naylor on the back. Yeah. So the guy's walking around here somewhere. So, yeah, he just talk about an immediate love affair between a player and the fan base. It was just really, really cool to see. One of the things we've talked about, though, is how the Mariners make up for the lost home run production, presumably the lost home run production. You lose 26 with Polanco leaving. We all, I think, are being realistic with Cal. He's not going to hit 60 again. That would be a great story, and I'd love to be wrong about that. But I think if you're being realistic, he's not going to hit 60. And then you look at even Gino. He wasn't overly productive while he was here, but he was that home run threat. Came up with one of the biggest home runs in the postseason, certainly. So, how do you account for that? I feel like this lineup. Maybe they don't match the number. I don't know that they're going to be that far away, though. I really don't, because I think you get a full season of Naylor, who's not a prototypical home run hitter, but he's going to give you double-digit home runs. Cole Young's kind of an unknown. He might be that sneaky power. Maybe he's a double-digit home run guy. Maybe Julio's numbers creep up, so that accounts for more. I just think there's ways that they're going to manufacture runs. If maybe they're not going to rely on the long ball nearly as much as they did last year. So we're going to see a gap-to-gap team. They're going to see a team that's driving the ball, that's coming up with doubles, driving guys in, and just moving them around that way. I'll be curious to see runs scored by the end of the season. Like, how closely does that match what they did? Maybe the home run total won't be what it was, but the run scored could certainly be something that's very similar, if not exceeding last year.
Well, I think the other thing is, and two guys that you and I mentioned, who you just, kind of not a main number or not a main character on this team, but, you had Luke Raley and for me, Canzone.
Yeah.
That's where maybe I really badly want them to have a DH that we finally stopped talking about, wow, the last time we had a good DH around here was Nelson Cruz. That seems like forever ago.
Yeah, as I see a Nelson Cruz jersey right there. But
how about that?
But
good timing.
Well,
yeah, I did that on purpose.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. It was seamless. But I also think the days of there being a singular DH are gone.
Yeah.
I think even if Canzone's on fire, they're still going to go lefty-righty. I think, you know, they're going to have Ref Snyder in there. They're going to have Rayleigh in there. They're going to rotate and just keep that matchup that they love to play. They love to play the lefty-righty matchup. And, you know, I'm of the belief when a guy's red hot, just let him face who's ever on the hill. Yeah. Just let him be hot until he's not, right? But you know, they've got their philosophy, and that's what we're going to see is the platoon at DH. So we'll see how much you know, those guys account for the. Again, we're presuming they're going to be losing a lot of home runs, that they're not going to be able to maybe bridge that gap. I think there's a better chance than maybe we're giving credit for with guys stepping up. We'll see, because there's always regression with some others, and we're accounting for some of that with Cal, just in a realistic way, not because he's going to have he could have a brilliant season and hit 40, which would be his second highest career total, but you look at it and go, that's 20 fewer home runs than last year.
Yeah.
So that's a significant drop-off and still a brilliant season, which just speaks to how brilliant last season was for him.
Right. You know, it's funny, John Stanton mentioned Ref Snyder, and we haven't got a chance to talk to him.
No.
And so I don't really know what he's all about. He's kind of a guy that I feel like I could get to know him a little bit better, but, you know, he may figure into that prominently. So, yeah, just it'll be really interesting to see who's able to start fast, and, you know, just what this team is going to be like together. And I feel like the sky's the limit, and we've talked about nothing but other than positive things. We haven't really talked about there being a hole, and I don't know, maybe it's all going to come crashing down. Maybe they're going to have an outing like, who was it that got smoked today? Was it the Pirates?
Paul Skeens.
Yeah, Paul Skeens.
I mean, that's an organization that has very little to look forward to as it is. There's I don't know how many Pirate fans are legitimately thinking, we got a shot this year.
Yeah, they're actively trying to not win games in Pittsburgh, it seems.
And then you got one of the best arms in all of baseball going for you, and he goes out there and just gets touched up. And I mean, I don't think anybody's panicking that he's terrible, and he had some horrible defense behind him. But yeah, that's a horrible way to 2/3 of an inning. He doesn't even get out of the first inning. He gives up 5 runs. His ERA is 67.5 right now. Yeah. So there's that.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, Jeff Passan was talking about sort of the lack of home runs, or the dip in home runs, presumably. And he said the biggest question for him is about how the Mariners are going to make up for what Cal's expected dip in home runs may be.
If you're asking, like, where are those 20 home runs that might come off of Cal Raleigh's total going to come from, that to me is, if there is a question about the 2026 Mariners, it's that Cal Raleigh had a once-in-a-lifetime season last year. And while he's still going to be excellent this year, once-in-a-lifetime is once-in-a-lifetime. And so how does the offense make up for, I'm not going to even say the lack of production, but the difference in production from what they got from Cal Raleigh last year?
Yeah, so I think that's basically what we've been talking about, is everybody expects it. Everybody, because it was that season out of nowhere, because it was such a unique season, 60 home runs from a catcher, you just unreal. So, yeah, you expect a difference, to be fair and to be realistic about it, and I think they can make up for it. I really do. I don't. Again, maybe not in the total number of home runs, but I think they could. They might be a better run-producing team than they were last year, and I think they ended up top 5 in terms of runs scored last year.
Yeah, we're doing call it now, right? We're going to do that at the end. I almost asked you what you thought about Cal's home run number, and we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I mean it's kind of interesting. Yeah, Cal can't pull his weight, I mean, come on, why do we have to make up for him?
Yeah, if he hits 40, I mean, they might think about releasing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
send him down.
You got to be better than that. We talked to Matt Snyder of CBS about that very thing, and he talked about that number. 40 home runs would be a great offensive season for Cal.
There's just so much of a toll that I didn't think there was any chance he could get to 60 though, because it's such a toll it takes on your body to catch every day. Not to mention, I'm sure you guys have been beaten to death with it, but at ballpark, and it's harder to hit there than any other ballpark in baseball. Although I guess Arlington was worse last year, or at least right neck and neck. But 40. Maybe just right around 40. I still think he's one of the best sluggers in baseball. He has so much raw power, but the jump from 27 to 30 to 34 all the way to 6, he's going to come back in a big, big way. And I just hope that people don't try to blame it on anything other than that's baseball. That's year-to-year baseball. We've seen plenty of guys. I mean, just off the top of my head, Roger Maris, 61, his next highest total was 39 in his entire career. So we've seen it before where you can have an outlier season and still be a good power hitter. So around 40 is about my expectation.
Yeah, which seems realistic. And again, that would be his second highest total in his entire career.
Yeah.
And he's right about we've seen it, those huge years out of nowhere for guys. Now, if we're being honest, if we're talking about the 90s, there was some chemical enhancement going on there. Barry Bonds had never hit 50 home runs in his career in a season. Then he hits 73 in his late 30s. I mean, give me a break. Brady Anderson hits 50. You get guys that you never even thought of as power hitters are knocking it out of the park. So it was a little different there, but this is similar just in terms of kind of this season out of nowhere, exceeding a career high, doubling it almost, and trying to live up to that standard just really isn't realistic.
Yeah, I love that Passan brought that up. That was Passan, right? I'm having a hard time hearing.
That was Matt Snyder.
Or Matt Snyder. It was talking about Roger Maris. I mean, his next closest was, 22 less home runs?
Yeah.
My God. I mean, yeah, he just caught fire that year. Great movie, by the way. I love 61.
Oh, yeah.
It's fantastic. Great. But yeah, for Cal, there's just no way you expect anything close to that. So, I'm hoping that it gets spread around a little bit. A little bit more for Julio, a little bit more for Rayleigh, Dominic Canzone. I mean, I feel like that's doable.
Yeah, Rayleigh and Canzone in particular could go a long way into bridging that gap just between the two of them. Rayleigh's a double-digit home run guy. He's a 20-plus home run guy when he's healthy, and Canzone's got that kind of power. So we'll see if they can put it to good use. And Jeff Passan was asked what a reasonable home run number would be for Cal in his mind.
I don't think it would be fair or reasonable to expect 60 home runs again from Cal Raleigh, because let's not forget, no catcher in history had come close to that number. So I don't even know if 50 is a reasonable expectation, frankly. But a 40-plus home run season from Cal Raleigh, and more than that, I think, is that he's just not afraid of moments. He loves them. He wants them. He embraces them. And while the strikeouts are always going to be a frustrating part of his game, they're the price that you pay for all of the big swings that he takes.
It's the cost of doing business, right? The swing and miss is there with him. It's there with Julio. I like that everybody seems to be settling on 40. Like, that's the number.
Right.
That everybody's sort of just resigned to. All right, that would be a great year. But it'd be obviously the obvious regression. But yeah, and I can't imagine anybody looking at him in any other way other than it being incredibly successful if he hits 40 home runs in a season.
Yeah.
It would just that would be a situation if somebody's ripping him for just hitting 40 where I'd have to throw out the line that I hate. You don't know ball. You don't know ball. Seriously, it's a stupid thing to say, but if somebody's out there legitimately upset that he didn't duplicate last season as a catcher, that he only hit 40, I'd be like, I can't take you seriously.
We're going to have to find him.
Yeah.
Find him, hunt them down.
Yeah, you're not to be taken
publicly
seriously.
Shame them.
Yeah. So one more on that, and then we'll move on. But this is from Aaron Goldsmith explaining why the Mariners, in his opinion, won't need as many home runs from their offense this year.
The other thing, too, that I would say is I don't know as if this team needs the home run like they did last year, and I hope for their sake that that's the case. They have a full year of Naylor. They have a a really, really quality leadoff man now in Brennan Donovan, who is about as good of a bat-to-ball hitter as you'll find in the game, and just kind of a line drive, pole-to-pole kind of guy. And so when you have those two bats, Naylor and Donovan in particular, in there every day, and then you've got a really good platoon hitter who just mashes lefties in Rob Refsnyder, who's not a 20 home run guy, but is just a pretty elite contact on base guy. Honestly, like one of the best right-handed hitters against left-handed pitching in recent years, believe it or not. Like my hope for the Mariners, they don't need all those home runs.
Yeah, I mean, he's bringing up what we've talked about. We'll see what Refsnyder brings to the table. I mean, that's a good veteran bat to have, and they've been doing that the past couple years to varying degrees of success. When you got Donnie Barrels, was not such a success, and but I think he's going to fill that role much better. I think he's still got more left in the tank, if you will. Talking about Refsnyder, so I'm anxious to see how they use him and just how impactful he can be.
What if it's Cole Young? What if it's Cole Young that picks up the pace as far as the? I mean, I know that's. I see the smile on your face.
I would love
this
it.
guy, but I mean, the guy, when he does get a hold of him, he does have that power, man.
Yeah, it goes.
It'd be so exciting.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
It'd be just another young superstar for this city and this fan base to cling to. So, yeah, I'm with you 100%. I'm on board for that to happen. Meanwhile, Mariners' first homestand is jam-packed with epic events and matchups. You can score a Cal Raleigh 60 home run bobblehead on Saturday, thanks to Alaska Airlines. You can catch a star-powered showdown against Aaron Judge and the Yankees next week, Monday through Thursday. Seattle Sports will be broadcasting live here at Victory Hall. Obviously, today we'll be here tomorrow as well, starting at 2 p.m. to kick the season off properly. You can check out the complete schedule and get your tickets at mariners.com. Meanwhile, we'll dive into some of the early scores and news happening around the world of baseball. That is coming up as we continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
Tonight, it's opening day.
Here at T-Mobile Park,
as the Mariners begin defense of the American League West pennant.
Cal Raleigh, how do you handle the knowledge that you guys are one of the best teams in the league right now? If you want to get here and you want to do this, you have to have those expectations.
We're live from Soto all day with Bump and Stacy starting at 10. Then it's Wyman and Bob live from Hatback Bar and Grill starting at 2. Ahead of the Mariners and Guardians at 7:10. Listen wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
Discover the ultimate diamond buying experience. Unparalleled quality at unbeatable prices.
Hi, I'm Diamond Dave of Cantor Diamond. At our by appointment office, you'll receive truly personalized one-on-one service to your needs.
No high overhead of standalone stores or mall hours to pay for. We're direct diamond importers designing and manufacturing in-house, eliminating all the middlemen.
Stop overpaying at retail and enjoy serious savings on quality diamonds.
From the first consult to the final reveal, we guide you through every step, ensuring you get your dream diamond ring, necklace, or earrings without compromise.
Romantic proposals, anniversary splurges, or just because. Indulge in diamonds for less.
Call today for your private appointment for a dazzling diamond.
Call Diamond Dave at 253-272-7007. That's 253-272-7007. Or follow them on Instagram at Cantor Diamond. That's at Kantor Diamond.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman for Swedish Cyberknife, and for local men recently diagnosed with prostate cancer, several treatment options are available. And I recently had the pleasure of talking with Dr. Robert Meyer. He's a multiple-time recipient of the Seattle Top Doctor Award, and we spoke about the great work being done by Swedish Cyberknife. And Dr. Meyer said, Patients experience fewer side effects compared with other treatments, and the CyberKnife treatment is complete after only 5 sessions, each lasting less than an hour. And patients are treating their prostate cancer in only 1 week with minimal interruption to their lives. And many don't even take time off of work to undergo the treatment. And the CyberKnife targets the prostate cancer only, sparing vital surrounding organs. And also right now, check out their cool homepage takeover. That's at seattlesports.com. And Swedish, they've been offering the CyberKnife treatment in Seattle for over 10 years and treated over 1,000 prostate cancer patients, some of them listening right now. So if you're diagnosed with prostate cancer, learn more about CyberKnife for prostate cancer treatment at swedish.org/CyberKnife prostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
Hey, Mike Salk here with Dr. Coogan from Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. And Doc, what do you say to people who are considering those GLP-1 injections for weight loss?
Before you start, ask yourself this. Are you prepared to spend $3,000 to $5,000 per year and stay on the medications long-term to maintain the results? Many prescription weight loss injections require weekly shots, and when the medication is stopped, weight gain is common. And most people don't realize research shows a significant portion of the weight lost can come from muscle, which may slow your metabolism and make keeping the weight off even harder.
From personal experience, I can tell you Eastside Weight Loss Clinic takes a different approach, a doctor-developed program helping people lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days.
No injections, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence. Instead, we use real food to reset your metabolism, control hunger, and cravings naturally.
So come to their clinic in Kirkland or do the program from anywhere you live with easy remote options. If you want a safe, affordable alternative to weight loss injections,
go to eastsideweightlossklinic.com to keep the weight off for good.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Tonight, the Mariners host the Guardians on opening day at T-Mobile Park.
First pitch at 7:10.
Right here on the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Hear that? Sounds like simple. Valvoline Instant Oil Change simple. No appointments. About 15 minutes to change your oil. Then out the door and back to life.
Yeah, honey, on my way.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Expert service doesn't need to be overcomplicated.
And we're back. The big headline today. Your Washington Credit Union, WSECU, has done it again.
5 straight years as Forbes' best in-state credit union. That's a dynasty, Rick, like 5 straight championship rings.
Or 5 seasons hitting 400, Steve.
Holy catfish. If you want a team that wins year after year, join your Washington Credit Union, WSECU. Details at WSECU.org.
That sound? Yeah, that's not a good sign. Hey, it's Drew Brees. And when your car starts making noises like that, a big repair bill might be coming right at you. But with CarShield, you don't have to fear unexpected breakdowns. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. I spent my career making tough calls, but this one is simple.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. As we inch closer to pregame happening at the top of the hour at 6 p.m., we'll turn you over to the Mariners pregame show. Taking a look at some of the things going on around baseball, and this just warms my heart, Dave. As you might imagine.
I'm thinking it's going to be something negative about the Astros.
That's exactly right. Which means it's very positive for us. The Astros were held to just 3 hits. Just 3 hits by those pesky Angels out there. They were shut out 3-0. against the juggernaut that is the Anaheim Angels. How about that?
I love it, man.
Now watch the Mariners get shut
it.
out against the Angels, and the one Astros fan who listens to us will let me hear about it. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and celebrate it.
That's awesome.
How about that? That's a harbinger of things to come. That's how I take that. That means this is going to be a really good season.
Well, if you really wanted to cause them the most pain, what you would root for is them being good and then us beating them in some kind of fashion that kicks them out of the playoffs.
In some dramatic way that breaks the heart of every one of their fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a city full of broken dreams.
And it won't be based on pounding on a garbage can if we win.
Yeah. No, I wonder if
Sons
they
of
found an alternative to their garbage cans. I'm not sure.
Probably some kind of an electrical device or something like that.
But yeah.
Oh, wait, they already had that.
Yeah. So, watching them lose, a delightful way to start the season. So hopefully they can go 0-162. We'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, the Rangers lose as well. Tough day for the Texas teams. They lose to the Phillies 5-3, which again is good for the AL West. Mariners could come out of it day one with a one-game lead.
Yeah.
That would be delightful. The A's, as we talked about, don't start until tomorrow. So I think they're taking on the Blue Jays.
Well, yeah. It was their offense that was off last year, right? Texas, the Rangers, or was it their? It's pretty fundamental, but I just remember looking.
their offense is bad.
Yeah, because the year before they were pretty good, the Rangers, as far as in the American League, and their pitching was good last year. They had several categories where it was like the Mariners in 2024, where they were in the opponent batting average, ERA, strikeouts, all that, and then the hitting just wasn't there, and it was the year before that. So, hopefully, I feel like if they haven't changed that much, maybe the Rangers are a threat.
I think they are a threat, certainly.
Yeah, because we've talked about the A's as up and comers, and then of course always the Astros, but. Yeah, the Rangers, man, if they could have had the hitting that they had the year before, they would have made the playoffs.
Meanwhile, we were talking about this earlier, and I feel bad for Pirate fans because they don't have a ton to root for.
Yeah.
In the way of success for the
because
season.
their ownership is not trying.
That's exactly right. They're not reinvesting in their product. They just become a farm team for everybody else in baseball. But they do have Paul Skeens, who is one of the great young players and pitchers in the entire game of baseball, and he went out there and got touched up, allowed 5 earned runs in 2/3 of an inning. There's some poor defense in the outfield from O'Neal Cruz, who's making that transition from a infielder to an outfielder, and apparently it was a little rough today. So he had a rough day out there. Defense behind him not there, and it cost him 2/3 of an inning, 5 earned runs on 4 hits, and they pull him from the game.
Remember we were just talking about Emerson Hancock's outing last year.
Yeah.
It was similar. Yeah, two-thirds. Anyone's susceptible to going down to having an inning like that.
Yeah, and I'm guessing he'll be just fine. He'll still be one of the dominant arms in all of baseball. The guy's ridiculous, but it just shows you everybody's vulnerable, if you will. But it's fun to watch. It's fun to see games now. It's fun to look at the scoreboard and see who did what, and just every fan base for the most part. I don't know how Pirate fans or Rays fans are feeling, but just opening day is a huge day. And I told you, like when I was in St. Louis, that was like football, like tailgating. I'd never seen tailgating for baseball like that. And the city was shut down. I don't think anybody worked. Like opening day was a holiday there. So I would love to see it get that way here in Seattle. And you need success. You got to have the team succeed in order for that to be the case.
Yeah. Lefko, let's bring you into the conversation. One of your teams is down by 1 point right now. They're the number 2 seed. And,
I'm blocked by a big stone pillar.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to watch.
Texas, the number 11 seed, is ahead by 1 point. It could go either way right now. But
Dave, you're ahead of live TV. So wow, you're spoiling it here.
There we go.
Who are they playing?
Purdue. Texas and Purdue.
It's one of Lefko's 20 teams, as you named your bracket.
That's exactly right. Who's the higher seed? Because that's who I have.
Purdue's the better team, but
Purdue's number
they are
2.
Playing in Purdue fashion and playing terribly.
They're actually up against the lowest seed remaining.
I guess I have to root for Purdue, which makes me feel kind of dirty. But
yeah, you do.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to root for them.
Or as Cam Van Til calls it, per don't. I like that one.
Never heard that before.
Funny.
No,
Oh,
that's
really?
a common insult.
That was a new one to me,
that
Mike. That was a new one for me.
Your guys, IU and Kurt Signetti, they call him that.
Yeah.
That's a common refrain.
Yeah. So anyway, so we got. I mean, that's the thing. We got a little bit of college basketball left over here. We got, like you said, I love that we're getting baseball scores now. You know, we're getting a chance, especially the Mariners with so much excitement surrounding this team.
Did you watch any of that Netflix game, by the way? The Yankees?
No.
Yeah, I didn't. I caught maybe the last inning, I think, and it wasn't a competitive game. It's one game, but interesting to see the Yankees be dominant, and Aaron Judge was 0 for the day, and striking out. But yeah, it just it was cool to see. It would have been more fun just to be able to flip to MLB Network or ESPN or just any other regular channel
instead of having to log on to Netflix.
Yeah, it's not even the logging on that's the pain. It's just that I always forget that I'm watching it on a streaming platform, whether it's Apple or whatever, and I hit the guide button or I'll hit the back button during a commercial, and it takes me out of it. And then you got to log back in. I'm like, son of a gun.
I know. I hate that too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's just it's cumbersome. It's not better. It's not more efficient.
Oh, and I complained about this yesterday. I'll do it again about Peacock. I like it when they you call them and you sit on hold for 20 minutes and then they go, well, you're signed up for it. Like, yes, I know that. I know that already. That's not why I called you.
Start trying to figure out now, too, because the game on Sunday is on Peacock. The Mariners game.
Oh, great.
Already, huh?
So you better go home now and start figuring it out. And Apple TV tomorrow.
You should sign in tonight and just leave it there.
No kidding.
Dave's going to be camped out in front of the TV,
Yeah.
just figuring out how to get to...
You'll just have one TV in the
Peacock.
house designated to being signed in. Don't touch it. Put up a sign. Draw a sign. Don't touch it. I'm signed in. That way all you need to do is just walk into the room on Sunday to watch.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's that's the way to combat this. Yeah. So we'll see what the look. I think the Mariners winning tonight would be huge. It obviously doesn't impact the season one way or the other unless it comes down to one game. So you don't want to read too much into a win or read too much into a loss. But I think just getting off opening day with a nice win just sets the tone. Just set the tone coming off what was your most successful season in the history of your organization. You still have a pocket of fans who are cynical going, yeah, well, let's see who they are. They didn't do enough in the offseason, or they're not going to be what everybody thinks. All right, well, I think it matters how you get started.
I think they're playing the Guardians, so get a chance to watch Jose Ramirez. I have to say, you
love him.
He's one of my favorite players to watch.
You just love that Matt Brash made him look silly.
I like that part. But no, I mean, for a guy that he looks like a bad dude up at the plate, and he's like 5'8", 185 or 180, and he just mashes. I just think he's such an impressive hitter. So I like watching him, but I'll also like watching him get struck out.
Yeah. All right, coming up, time to get our predictions in. We'll do a little season opening Call It Now coming up next as we continue live from Victory Hall with Wyman and Bob. It's Seattle Sports on 710.
Tonight, it's opening day.
Here at T-Mobile Park.
As the Mariners begin defense of the American League West pennant.
Cal Raleigh, how do you handle the knowledge that you guys are one of the best teams in the league right now? If you want to get here and you want to do this, you have to have those expectations.
We're live from Soto all day with Bump and Stacy starting at 10. Then it's Wyman and Bob live from Hatback Bar and Grill starting at 2. Ahead of the Mariners and Guardians at 7:10. Listen wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
It's a fact. When your eyes work correctly, light focuses through both your cornea and your lens to give you high-quality vision. Hi, it's Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision. Here's another fact. As we near age 50, we begin to lose the quality and function of our natural lens. That's when we start to reach for reading glasses and contemplate those cataracts on the horizon, typically in our 70s or later, but inevitable if we get old enough. Fortunately, K2 Vision has the advanced permanent solution for both, refractive lens exchange, or RLE. K2 Vision RLE is a quick, painless procedure that restores distance and near vision permanently. Plus, another thing is permanent. You will never develop a cataract. After over 20 years replacing over 100,000 failing lenses, we will help you determine when it's your right time for RLE.
Schedule your free Zoom consult today at K2VisionRLE.com. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. Spring, well, it's the perfect time to start planning your dream deck. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get you started with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. What does it mean? Well, it means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. Most people who start with a design package end up with the outdoor space they've always dreamed of. And this offer is your first step. Don't wait until summer and wish you had started the process sooner. Start it now. Do what Molly and I did some years ago. Contact PCF Construction Group today. Get project ideas, browse photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. Go see my friends at PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
Talk about stepping up.
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Tonight, the Mariners host the Guardians on opening day at T-Mobile Park.
First pitch at 7:10.
Right here on the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
It's funny how you get used to things in not so ideal condition around the house. It's Dave Wyman here, and for me, it was old windows. After 20 years in our home, virtually every window had a broken seal. We got used to cold drafts, outside noises, and condensation. And if you're in the same boat, use this spring to say goodbye to the old, dreary windows and hello to your new exclusive windows from Harley Exteriors. Right now, they're having a spring cleaning sale to complete your home makeover. If you buy 10 windows, you can choose between 20% off your entire project or get a free door. On top of that, make zero payments and accumulate zero interest for up to 12 months for qualified buyers. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade, manufactured right here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Call 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today at harleyexteriors.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit of federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
What's the most you ever lost on a coin toss?
It's time for Wyman and Bob to put their reputations on the line.
I need to know what I stand to win. Everything. Call it.
This is Call It Now.
Good answer. Like the way you think.
We had to do an opening day version of this, right, Dave?
Of course we did.
And we
Should I go opposite, Dark Dave? So
I don't know if that's necessary. Yeah, I think you only break out the big guns when it's necessary, when the moment calls for it. Yeah. I think we're good right now. Nothing's happened yet, so you don't have to get extreme.
Well, this is for the whole year.
Yeah, how about
just
that?
the series here.
So catalog this, Lefko. Let's make sure we keep these and see how close we come.
Yeah.
We start out with the very obvious, easy question. I don't know if it's easy, but it's the obvious one. Did the Mariners win? They won 90 games last season.
Yeah.
So now, looking at this season, do they win over or under 90 and a half?
Every time I'm feeling optimistic about the Mariners, I predict 92 wins. That's just my number.
Okay. So you're taking the over.
I'm going over.
I'm gonna go even more optimistic than you.
Ooh.
I'm going 94 wins.
94.
I think they're going to be 4 wins better. I think they could be more. I mean, it's all provided health, right? Look, all of these get washed away if you lose a bunch of your key guys, or the pitching staff is injured more than it was last year. We saw how that went, but they still managed 90 wins. So, yeah, right now I'm going 94 wins. So we're both going over on that.
What were they, 90 last year?
90.
Yep.
All right, here you go. Cal Raleigh. Does he hit over or under? Now, I didn't use last year's number because that'd be silly.
Of course not.
How about 40 and a half, though?
I'll tell you what, man.
Home runs.
I'm going to go over. Just because everybody's like, oh, you can't expect that from Cal. Why not? I mean, he's a very mentally strong dude. I feel like he could get that done. So, and I'm not, look, it's not like I'm expecting it or he's a bum if he doesn't, but I think he can get it done. I mean, he's one of those guys that just doesn't ever get affected. He never has a look on his face like, oh man, I'm in my head right now.
Yeah.
I just think he's unflappable in that regard, and that's why I thought the WBC wouldn't bother him. I don't think all the limelight last year didn't bother him. He's on the Pat McAfee show. He's everywhere. I mean, yeah, I don't think that bothers him at all. So I'm going to go ahead and put more pressure on him, over 40 and a half.
What do you think?
Well, and again, that is, Roger Maris going from 61 to the next closest being 39.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty interesting, because I mean, some years are just special, and I just think for him, he was just seeing it last year, and he was on top of it. But yeah, I know it's lots of pressure and a lot to ask, but I'm going over on that.
All right.
So I got 43.
I got the slight under. I'm calling it like 41. I think he could really land right on 40, and maybe it's just because I've heard it over and over, and that was kind of the number I was saying was like, man, if he hits 40, it's weird because in a way represents a massive regression, 20 fewer home runs, but still looking at it going, what a great year. Yep. So, again, just speaks to his year last year. All right, how about this one? Josh Naylor. Does he have over or under 19 and a half steals? He had 19 steals. Didn't get caught. Over. We got a fan saying over already. Yeah, because I'm sort of torn because I think the league obviously is not surprised. They're expecting it. So how much effort do they put into really holding him on first base? I mean, you still can't throw over there repeatedly. Obviously, the rules are what they are. But are they just paying more attention to him? Is it going to be harder for him?
Exactly what I was going to say. I mean, that's the value there. That's why I think it's probably going to be under 19 and a half steals. But I just think you can't really measure the amount of attention that opposing pitcher can have to pay to this guy. So, yeah, I mean, I think it sure is. And again, and we've talked about this all last year, this was a total surprise, really, that he came with that. I mean, we wanted the bat and his defense, but the base running, Totally unexpected.
Yeah, that was not part of the game we were talking about when we were talking about what you get with Naylor when he comes over.
Wow.
And look, his defense was a surprise to me. I didn't really have that in mind. I hadn't seen him play enough to really have a grip on how well he played first base. And he was really good.
I remember, I'll never forget this, Dylan Moore was playing second, and he threw, one in the dirt, and it was actually in, I think, the first series where he came into Sacramento to play the A's, and Naylor picks it, and then they show him, and he looks over, and you could tell Dylan Moore was like, hey, my bad, and you could tell he's just like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, man. I'll get it. You just put it anywhere in, this range where I can reach it. So, yeah, love that guy.
So he had 19. So you're taking
going under.
Are you going
under on that?
Well,
because I think they'll pay attention to him.
Well, he had, in total, so that 19 was with the Mariners. He had 11 with the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
So 30 stolen bases in total for him last year.
Yeah, and you put the over/under at 19.5.
Because that was his Mariner number, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the over on 19.5. Yeah. But I think he didn't get caught in Seattle. I think he will get caught.
Yeah.
I think there'll be a caught stealing in there a time or two.
You'd be kind of stupid to not pay attention to him, right?
Yeah.
And because he's not a burner, so.
Yeah, you're just asking him to get burned by him.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'll go the over on 19.5. How about Brian Wu? Does he end with an ERA over or under 3?
Man, that's a lot to ask, isn't it?
Well, the last 2 seasons in a row, he's been under 3.
Yeah, pretty amazing. I'm going to go under. I'll take the under.
You're going to take the under?
Yeah, I'll say less than 3.
Okay.
That's good.
I think I might take the slide over. It's going to be low 3s. It's going to be another solid season, but man, that's a lot. 3 seasons in a row under 3 ERA. Yeah, I'll take a slide over on 3 ERA. All right, Brendan Donovan. Does he end with over or under a 361 on base percentage?
I don't want to put pressure on him. If I pick this one over, he's going to hear about it, Bob. Yeah, I'm going under on that one on base percentage.
You're going under the 360. I'm going to go over. I'm feeling optimistic about his on base, so I'm going to take him on the over. And then the final one, the big one. Do the Mariners make it to the World Series?
Hey, I just know what I've heard on television. And all morning, all I heard were predictions that the Mariners are going to the World Series. I don't know how many said that they're going to win it, but I know that there was a lot saying they're going.
So you're going with a yes?
Yes.
They're making it to the World Series.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Indeed.
I'm full optimism here. They're going to make it to the World Series. There you go. All right. That does it for us. I want to thank our guests today, Eric Young Jr., Aaron Goldsmith, Ryan Rowland Smith, Kevin Martinez, and John Stanton all joined us on the program. If you missed any part of today's show, you can find it on the podcast page at seattlesports.com. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here with Wyman and Bob.
The sounds of spring have already begun.
Mariners spring training, best week of our year.
But if you listen close enough, you can still hear echoes of last fall.
And the Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
These guys raise the bar.
This isn't a fun, cute story anymore. This is who we want to be.
You guys ready?
Tonight, the Mariners host the Guardians on opening day at T-Mobile Park. Hear every pitch wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and $250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Hour and a half drive here. to have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? But do you have a room just sitting empty and you've dreamt of making it your own home gym? Hey, Brock Heward here, and working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years, and you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. Simply give them your room dimensions, and they'll do the rest. A complete fitness room design. It's no secret why everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness represents the very best brands in fitness, like Precor, Inspire Fitness, along with many others. They also have everything from flooring to weights that go in a home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months. Plus, mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here to get you in the best shape. So go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert, or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry. This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Every business starts with an idea. With smart business buying from Amazon Business, get everything you need to grow in one familiar place. From office supplies to IT essentials and maintenance tools. Ready to bring your visions to life? Learn how at amazonbusiness.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle